All right there, enough of that right there. That song is getting old really fast. How about you, LW? What do you think about that?
Oh, that's pretty cool intro there. I like it.
Goes on and on and on. What is up, everybody? College football right around the corner. What do we got? How many days? 7 days till college football. I absolutely can't wait, and I'm looking forward to this show. I think we're going to have a lot of fun here, a lot of fun people coming up here to talk college football with us. You excited here, LW?
Oh, absolutely. Now, I don't know if it's because it's just been a crazy year for me. I haven't kept up with the off-season as much, but it seems like the off-season went by fast. It seems like just yesterday Alabama was losing to Vanderbilt.
You're still having nightmares about that. So let's see. Before we get anybody jumping on here, what do you think about Alabama? I think we got some guests about to come up here in just a moment. What do you think about Alabama?
I like their chances this year to make the playoffs. I think last year was a transition year, obviously, from losing the GOAT, transferring to Kalen DeBoer. And they were, I don't think people realize they were relatively young last year, and they're returning a lot of starters, a lot of guys who got some playing time when there was some injuries. But, as with a lot of teams out there, it all matters. It all depends on what the new quarterback does.
Who is your new quarterback?
Ty Simpson, a former 5-star from Tennessee. He's been there. This is his third year, I believe.
All right. So how do you think that'll go? You know anything about him, really? Or, he didn't play much there at Tennessee, did he?
Well, that's where he went to high school. But he's been at Bama for 3 years.
Oh, he's been at Bama. See, I don't know that much about Bama. That's why we got people like you. Hell, I don't even know that much about Miami. That's why I keep people like Slim and Alex around just to keep me straight on even my own team.
Right. Exactly.
I'm a few bars are all
exactly. Bacon. Well, I know that a couple reports from spring practice. He's only thrown a couple of these scrimmages. He's only thrown one interception and seems to be, taken to the offense pretty well with Ryan Grubb, the new offensive coordinator. So we'll see.
Yeah, either that or he's really good or your defense is bad.
It's one of the two, brother. It's one of the two.
One of the two. See what happens. So what's your prediction? What do you think Alabama will go?
My prediction, I think they're going to go 10-2 and possibly 11-1, but I would say 10-2 would be my guess.
10-2, and that'll probably put you into the playoffs then, I would imagine.
I would hope so.
10-2 in the SEC, you would think you'd probably make it. I would think so. So what else? Who else do you think? Who else you like to get there?
Oh, I like Clemson a lot. If I were just to pick 12 teams down, so it's a bit much to sit here and go down through all of it. But I would say maybe my Final Four would be Clemson. You can take 2 or 3 teams out of the SEC, Georgia, Texas, Alabama. Maybe even 2 of them might make it. But and Ohio State, the same cast of characters, really.
It seems like you forgot to say Miami right there.
I did forget that.
No, just skipped your mind. It just happened to just skip over you right there. Yeah, we'll see.
I like them. I like them in the hunt for sure.
P Digits going 9-3. What's up, P Digits? He's saying 9-3 in the chat there. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm pretty stoked about Miami this year. I think, which I am every year. It is the off season still, so I'm allowed to allowed to still be riding high as a Miami fan in the off season. That's our time to shine.
Right. That's the best time for a Miami fan.
Yeah. We always seem to do really good in the off season. I think we're actually undefeated in the off season.
Yeah, it's another 117-0, baby.
Now, what do you think about LSU?
LSU is I kind of see them a lot like Miami. Their offense is going to be, like you said, you only need the defense to be 25% better than they were last year, and you're doing great, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
Right.
When we were putting up 48 points a game, and giving up 47 most of the games, you shouldn't have to win like that. It'd be a lot easier.
It's not good to have 40-plus points in the fourth quarter and it's a close game. That's not ideal.
No. All we had to do was make one stop a game and we would have, won every game. But unfortunately, we couldn't do that. Defense was pretty bad. Bad when you have the best offense in the whole country and your defense can't stop anything.
Right.
Yeah. So, and we won quite a few games that we shouldn't have won last year. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And that's the thing with Bama too. The defense, it had a horrible game against Vanderbilt and Georgia in the second half, but as far as scoring, they were a top 10 defense. I think they were ranked number 10, so it was just atrocious quarterback play in a couple games. But it's kind of the opposite for Alabama. But yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Well, folks, thanks everybody for being here. We do have a fun lineup of people. I think we're going to have Dave Brown come and tell us a little bit about Louisville. We got Goose Sports coming up. Tim Prangley coming on with us. Slim Shady and Alex going to come on. Carolina Jackpot, Rec Talk, Uncle Lou, and Pigskin Pete all coming on this show at some point throughout the night. So hopefully we'll stick to some kind of schedule here, keep it moving, because obviously we can't go till 1 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we could, but probably nobody wants to listen to us talk about college football that long. But, yeah, so it should be a fun night. Who we got in here in the chat? Let me say hey to a few people, and I think we got to, Dave will be up here in just a minute. So, let's see. We've got General Sorrow in here. Good to see you, General Sorrow. I love that name. Ballard Sports Media. We got Gumby. Karen from HR. We got Rooster in here. What's up, Rooster, man? We have Lou. I love this name. Lou. What's up, Lou? We've got Gutters Pub in here. She's always tuning in for her football content. Scooby in here. Nate the Great. Moose. Paxton. Jackson Johnson. Good to see you, buddy. Let the Big Dog Eat. Good to see you. Gory Tiger in here. William Walsh. Pigskin Pete. Good to see you, Pigskin Pete. Let's see who else. Kyle. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, Kyle. Ready to watch the U win a bunch of games again this year. Let's see. We got Yoda T. Good to see you, Yoda T. Nate the Great in here. Scrolling on down. Mrs. Pete in here as well. Matt Dummett. Robert. Bruce Gas Boxing. Let's see, a whole lot of you in here. Nightbot's in here. Bugman, good to see you, Bugman. If I missed your name, not doing it on purpose. P Digits in here. Good to see you, P Digits. And, I don't know. Scrolling down through here. If I missed you, didn't mean to. I think we got the first man of the hour, Dave Brown, coming up here. We got Goose Sports coming up on after that. So let's go ahead and bring Dave up and see what he's got to say about Louisville. Looks like he's got his nose and glasses on, ready to talk some real football.
Yeah, got my beak on birds with teeth. The Louisville Cardinals, yes, representing. But let's get serious now, and all like that. So, how y'all doing this evening?
Doing great, Dave Brown. How you doing?
Nice intro. Good to see everybody here. This should be very interesting. Did a little bit of studying to prepare for this moment. So, whenever you're ready, I'll get into it.
You jump on in, Dave. Take it away, Louisville. Let's hear about your team.
Louisville, well, not exactly your Georgia or Texas, LSU, Bama, Miami, etc., Ohio State, Penn State, but we're trying to get there, and little by little over the years we've done that. I think especially over the last 27 years, had still some ups and downs, but had some good seasons, 1-loss seasons, 3 of them. And then a few down ones with a few bad coaches too. We got rid of Satterfield and stuck him on Cincinnati. But I think one of the first things I want to talk about is that basically we're a small school in the eyes of the big leagues, if you will. I've gone through a lot of coaches. My next door neighbor was the first most prominent coach. He coached Johnny Unitas. His name was Frank Camp. He was a quarterback for Center College, which pulled that big upset against Harvard about 100 years ago. Was it Harvard or Yale? One of those.
Now, were you at that game, Dave?
Yes, I had front row seats. 1922 or something. Anyway, no, something like that. Anyway, Lee Corso from ESPN took over after Frank had a heart attack in '68. So Lee Corso was, Mr. Excitement to me when I was a young kid. I got to watch him coach for 4 years here at Louisville before he went to Indiana, and he didn't do as well there as he did here. But anyway, we've had a few others. Howard Schnellenberger, after he left the U, he came on back home to Louisville and tried to rebuild the program, if you will. And with limited success in the beginning, did a little bit better in the middle, and then kind of died off his last couple of years. Went to Oklahoma and then down to Florida for the Florida International thing, whatever it was. In the 2000s, though, after we got John L. Smith around 98, Bobby Petrino came in with him, took over, and had some great seasons in the early 2000s. Several good years, and one year that we almost looked like we might play Ohio State for the national title, and it just didn't quite get there. But, again, moving in the right direction, if you will, playing better quality schools over the years. Finally getting into the ACC about 10 to 12 years ago, that's moved us in a new direction, if you will, and hopefully rising even further.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
of course,
you got a lot of money up there now too. So I think you will. That is a very rich place. So you're probably going to start getting in. With the NIL and all that, being able to pull in some bigger players, probably move the program forward a lot more.
exactly. I've looked for years. I've looked forward to getting to the point where we had 300-pound behemoths on both lines, offense and defense, but mostly offense. So, and finally, we've got, it looks like about 4 out of 5 cats are at 300 plus. So, kind of building up to bigger and better players. We've always had good offensive threats, as you've seen over the years. Guys like Deion Branch with the Patriots,
Yeah.
uh, Mark Clayton with the Dolphins in the '80s, and my homie. Anyway, that's another story. And all the way up to Lamar Jackson and his Heisman Trophy, just
Mm-hmm.
2016, 8 years ago or so. So I've got a few other things to talk about. I've kind of looked over the roster of the team, the depth chart. Um, I've got a new quarterback this year for the third year in a row. It's Miller Moss. Some people may know him from Southern Cal. Others, he didn't do so well last year. 2,500 yards his first 8 games, and then he just didn't do well enough in that middle part of the schedule. He was relieved of his duties towards the end of the season. But Miller Moss is a fine quarterback. I think we'll kind of build around him, so to speak. I think he'll be at least an average or better leader for us. We got 2 running backs coming back. One of them had 1,000 yards last year. Both were true freshmen. 1,000 yards for one, 600 for the other. Isaac Brown and Duke Watson. I expect them to do about the same thing this year, possibly even 2 1,000-yard rushers. So we've got some strengths there. With our new quarterback, we've got returning receivers, 700 yards for Chris Bell, 6'2", 220. He should be our star receiver this year. Colin Lacey will be right there as well with him. So we got a decent receiving core. Hopefully, the backups as needed will bring us extra yards along that vein. So you got your running backs, receivers, your quarterback. Pretty good looking offense. The offensive line, all big boys, like I said, 300, 305, 290, 310, and 310. So, again, they're not as experienced as we might like them to be. But I'll tell you what, one thing about this team is top heavy and seniors. There might be like 16 out of 22 players on both sides of the ball that are seniors. The rest of the projected starters would be juniors. So not a sophomore or freshman in the bunch, except for the 2 running backs. I'm sorry. But as far as linemen and stuff, just had big guys transferring in. The portal helped a bit. And so I'm fairly comfortable with my offensive line. We'll get into the schedule in just a few minutes. As far as the defense, that's my biggest concern. I've got some big boys in there in the line, of course, a couple of notable names, Gerard and Conga. But and a couple other guys, Quinn and Watts. I heard a lot of talk about them. They've got, again, 3 years experience, and it's their time to shine, so to speak. My biggest fear is going to be the secondary. And you've seen games like we had with Miami last year. The secondary can make or break you in some cases, So I feel like that's my weakest spot is the secondary. And if these guys can step up, then I'm hoping for at least an above average year, maybe even a surprise or two. So let's. Do you want to take a look at the schedule? Are you doing a game by game type of thing, or I can just give you a general, just jump right to it? I'm not hearing the rules. Okay.
I think just maybe highlight any big games and kind of what's your prediction for the record or whatever.
Okay, let me just look at the schedule. Don't need to pull it up or anything. I can tell you our first 3 games are Eastern Kentucky, James Madison, Bowling Green. Bowling Green. That should be 3-0. We should start out 3-0.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we're going to have Pittsburgh and Virginia. Some might call them toss-ups. I still expect that we should win those games and start out the season 5-0. Then you got Miami.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Probably, I'll go ahead and say it, probably our first loss of the season.
Okay, I had my finger here on the remove button here. I was just waiting for you to go the other way.
Okay,
Get the
no.
cane. Womp womp.
I call them like I see them, pretty much. It's as expected, and most people agree with me. I remember watching Pete's show, and he anywhere from 7-5 to 9-3 was their overall prediction for the year. So let's get back to the schedule. After Miami, you got Boston College, a tough game with Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech. Could go either way. Cal is next, and then Clemson. So if we could win the Boston College, Virginia Tech, and Cal games, I'll be super pleased. Looking at an 8-1 team going into Clemson. That's a home game for us on a Friday night. I'd like to pick my team, but I'm going to play it safe and go with the odds that Clemson should win the game, making us 8-2.
Those Friday night games, though, boy, I always hate when your team has to play on Friday night, especially in a way. It always sucks playing a Friday night game because the underdogs seem like they come up a lot in those Friday night games.
Yeah, luckily that's below my team, so I'm not used to that playing on the weekday.
Oh yeah. Alabama never plays on Friday night,
And after Clemson, we get SMU.
Ooh.
And I'll be honest with you, I feel like we could lose that game too. The odds would be against us, and that puts us at 8-3 with the final game against Kentucky. And I think some of the guys thought Louisville's not a 10-2. I'm talking about Pete's show. Not a 10-2 team, so they picked UK. And they actually had them beating one of the either Miami, Clemson, or SMU. But I believe we're going to beat UK again this year. We're back on top of things, and so that gives us a 9-3 record. A low of 7-5. I picked 9-3. If we can win one or two of those three games that I think we'll lose, we could be as much as 10-2 or 11-1. But that's kind of pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a best case scenario with surprise victories over two of those teams. Clemson, SMU, or Miami.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a safe bet. I mean, 9-3. That's a good, a good safe bet right there. I could see you easily going 10-2. Or you could end up.
I wouldn't say easily, but I would be thrilled if that happened. Just winning one of those three games and then winning all of the other games as they should. I'd love to see it, of course. And at 10-2, that gives us a possible shot in the ACC title game. 9-3, maybe not so much. Obviously, you lose to Miami and Clemson. It's going to be Clemson and Miami, most likely in the ACC title game.
Well, let's go on ahead. And who do you think is going to be the top four going into the playoffs?
In the playoffs, your Power Four champs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Texas over Georgia. Penn State over Ohio State. Ooh, you're going to hate me for this one. Pete loves me. Clemson over Miami. And Arizona State over Kansas State. I don't like the Big 12.
Right.
Ugly.
Now, who do you think is the Heisman favorite in your mind?
Yeah, well, everybody knows it's Arch Manning and of the Longhorns. Book 'em horns.
Okay.
I've got, like everybody else, Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, and then, of course, Cade Klubnik from Clemson is my pick for third place, and I think it's a pretty consensus type of thing.
I got you. I mean, that's a pretty safe pick. Well, what else you got? You got anything else you want to ask Dave there, LW? You got any other questions there?
The categories you asked about the current status of U of L, and I can tell you that Satterfield's last year we were 8-5. Then Fromm came in from Purdue, and we've gone 10-4 and 9-4. I'm very comfortable where we're at, and looking at a possible 9-3 season again this year, maybe a bowl victory, 10-3. I'm looking at 4 good years in a row.
Nice.
And that's not bad and nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like. I don't even know what it's like to win a bowl game. I can't remember the last time we even won a bowl game. So, that's
one of those is from the Orange Bowl. That one. Can't see this way back there. Orange Bowl 2007 or something.
nice.
I don't know. The Wake Forest, what a powerhouse that is. Last question was who do I pick for the champion and a possible dark horse? And again, hook 'em horns.
All right, Dave.
The championship. My dark horse, the Louisville Cardinals.
I like it. So Dave Brown going with 9-3. Texas Longhorns winning it all with Louisville being the dark horse coming up through there. That's awesome, man. I look forward to. Have you bought us those tickets yet to the Miami Louisville game? Didn't you say you were getting those for us?
That's down in Miami this year.
I know you said you were going to fly me down there and all that jazz. So,
I thought you were coming up here.
okay, I can come pick you up on the way.
Last year or in a couple of years from now, maybe. Hopefully, I'll hit the lottery.
That's awesome. Well, Dave Brown, man, I appreciate you coming on. That was very informative. I've got the Nightbot should be dropping your link down in there. Make sure everybody does sub up Dave Brown over there. Dave's super cool, good friend of mine. Love Dave to death, and he does a lot of fun streams, especially late at night. If you are ever up late, you can always tune in and catch Dave Brown, the Bourbon Hunter. Always sipping on something nice. So, Dave, I really do appreciate you coming up. Any last words for the folks?
Go football.
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
Thanks for having me.
Dave. Hey,
guys,
thanks a lot for coming up, buddy.
I'll keep listening, and we'll talk some more later.
All right. Thanks a lot, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right.
Later, Dave. Later.
All right. There we go. Dave Brown, folks. Love Dave Brown. He's a super cool guy. Coming up next, we've got Goose Sports checking in over here. I think, Goose, you ready to come up? Let's go ahead. Here he is right here.
Hey, what's up,
man? How you doing, Goose?
Guys?
What's up, Goose?
Not much, man. Just getting older, waiting for football to start. Yeah.
I hear you. So you got your LSU jersey on. You're ready to go.
We're supposed to rep our teams, right? Even though they, but even though they're probably not going to go to the playoffs, but anyway. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. 2 weeks, from today. It'll be going on right now, actually. So I'm really curious to see what happens when LSU goes and plays Clemson because, Brian Kelly's been talking a lot of crap this offseason, and all this crap. They got to win the game because of the Death Valley Jr., the Tiger Paw Prince, I circled the game, all this nonsense he's been talking about this offseason. You can't go into the game in 2 weeks and lose that game after all this shit he's been talking about, ever since they when they beat Oklahoma last year. Remember what he said after they beat Oklahoma? We'll see you in the national championship. That's what he said about LSU. So I thought that was, he's been saying dumb shit ever since he's gotten hired here. and that's not even talking the we are family shit that he said at the basketball game. But
so it seems like you have a little tension towards your coach a little bit there.
Right. That's how you really feel, Goose.
But when we played Florida State in Orlando, before the game, he said we're going to kick the heck out of Florida State. The opposite happened. LSU got brained in that game, but no, get into this season. I mean, they went all in the transfer portal. They spent a lot of money filling some holes in the receiver spot, especially in the defense. They got some safeties, they got some cornerbacks. They got a tight end from Oklahoma, and this past we ever want to call it this transfer portal, which I hate. I hate the fact that they can go out 1 year and they can transfer somewhere else every single year. I hate that, but that's just the way it is, college football. But they're set up. They're set up where they should make the playoffs. Now, whether they do make the playoffs or not is another story because they got a really difficult schedule. They got to go on the road to Clemson. They got to go on the road to Alabama, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. I had to say Vanderbilt. Do I have to say Vanderbilt? Sorry, LW.
Hey, I'm going to go with it all night. I got to deal with it.
And then and we played Florida. They beat us last year. A&M, they beat us last year. South Carolina should have beat us last year. We play them, but those games are at home. But our schedule is really, it's not like, oh, we got a cakewalk schedule.
Well, that's what I was talking to a good buddy of mine on the phone the other day. He's a big LSU fan, and that was his kind of thing about the first game with Clemson. It's a bigger game. Obviously, it's huge for Clemson too, but as far as their schedule for the remaining year, this is a huge game for LSU. It's going to hurt LSU more than it would Clemson to lose that game.
Yeah, because for one, we got some tough games in the SEC, but Brian Kelly's been talking all this smack talk about Death Valley Jr. and we circled the game, the Tiger Paw Prince, 1-0 in the locker room. You can't say all that stuff and lose that game. You can't. I mean,
he putting a lot of rat poison out there, huh?
Yeah, that rat poison that Saban always talked about. But I think I don't think they're going to beat Clemson. I just can't see Brian Kelly. Because he hasn't won an opener since he's gotten here. We've gotten outplayed, in my opinion. The first game in the first year, we were very fortunate to come back and have a chance to. Well, we missed. Remember, we got that extra point block at the end. We never should have had a chance to be in that position. So we've gotten outplayed really 2 times against Florida State and USC. USC wasn't a really good team last year, and they outplayed us. But I just can't see them going on the road at Clemson.
What do you think? Like, if you had to guess a score on that, where do you think that'll be? You think it'll be lopsided or a close game? What do you think?
I think LSU loses by like 10.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I'm not really. We have a lot of new faces on defense that have played, but they haven't played together. I just don't know, because sometimes you have that continuity together. After you played for several years, and players know each other's tendencies and stuff. I don't think we haven't played a game together yet with these new faces, and I think it's going to take a game or two for them and everybody to get used to each other. And just going on a road to face a team like Clemson, this really isn't ideal for those guys to gel right away.
With the battle of the Death Valley thing, you just know Clemson Stadium is going to be rocking like it's never had before.
Yeah, and because we were LSU. LSU State was Death Valley. That wasn't Death. It was Death. DEAF Valley. And so somewhere along the way, it got changed to Death. Decades ago for some reason. So, but they, we got a senior quarterback, Nussmeier. He's got to tone down on his decision making at times, because last year, especially in the A&M game, he forced passes, threw in some interceptions, and turned the tide in that game. He doesn't. I know he's not Jaden Daniels. He's not going to run like Jaden Daniels, but he needs to scramble and get 5 yards when it's there. And last year he really didn't do that. Whether that's by design by the coaches, where they said don't do it because we can't afford you getting hurt, or he's just gun shy because he don't want to do it. But he's going to have to scramble and get yards when it's there. So
what do you think? What's
going to happen this year? The
preseason record prediction, you think, for the Tigers of LSU?
I think I've always said I think they're going to lose at Clemson.
Yep.
And I think we're going to lose Alabama. Until we beat Alabama, I'm not picking us to beat Alabama. I'm not. But Bama could. I don't care who can coach Alabama. I'm not picking us to beat Bama because we haven't beaten them consistently enough since before Saban got there. And last year was just was awful. It was 42-6 at home. You shouldn't get beat like that at home in year 3 if you're Brian Kelly. You shouldn't. It can't happen, man. And then so I think they're gonna lose to Bama. So that's 2 losses, right? So then I think they'll have 2 losses going into the Oklahoma game, and they'll lose that game, and that's going to cost them the playoffs. I think they'll finish 9-3.
9-3. So we got Dave Brown and Goose both picking their teams to go 9-3. So who do you think will be the top 4 teams coming out?
I was listening to the prior guest, and I agree with them about Penn State. I think this is a year James Franklin might finally get into the top four. They should have beat Notre Dame last year, but should have gone to overtime. Should have gone to overtime. Remember they threw that interception that was late in the game, and then Notre Dame got kicked a field goal. They should have played for overtime. But anyway, I think it's going to be Penn State, Texas, and I'm going to say Ohio State, and Clemson. That's my four, I think.
I like
All
it.
right, that's not bad. So who do you think? I mean, are you going with everybody going with the same Heisman pick there?
The Heisman pick, man. See, I don't think it's going to be Nussmeier. Man, it's so hard to pick it preseason.
Right. That's
because nobody picked Joe Burrow in preseason. Nobody picked Jane Daniels preseason, and they just came out of nowhere. Man, it's a good question.
That is true.
And I don't know because it could be anybody. I mean, it's tough. I mean, it could be Arch Manning. I mean, who knows?
I mean, is he the favorite? I guess he would probably be the favorite to win it, isn't he?
Well, I mean, if Texas, if I'm picking Texas to be in the top four, that means Arch Manning is going to have a really good season, and it'll probably be him. If I'm basing it off that, so I'll take Arch Manning.
Yeah,
I mean
if
that's
Texas,
safe.
if Texas wins the SEC, yeah, for sure, he's going to be in New York for sure.
Yeah, because that means he had a good season. So, but I mean, it's just I think this is just a really big year for Brian Kelly. I mean, he has to make the playoffs. I mean, it's not national championship or fired. He's got to make the playoffs. There's no more Florida Bowl, Texas Bowl. I mean, no more Cheez-It Bowl. I mean, no, he's got to go to the playoffs. He's got to go to the playoffs. Now, you don't have to win. I mean, it's not like that, but I mean, you have to give yourself a chance. But I just don't think. I just think that he's not going to do it. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I eat my words, but I'm not really sold on our defense just yet, and our offensive line. We're replacing a lot of guys from our offensive line just from last year. Will Campbell's now in the NFL, so it's not going to. It's just I know message board talk, all that kind of crap. I pay very little attention to that, but a lot of LSU fans think this is going to be a blowout game. I said, man, y'all crazy if y'all think LSU's going to blow out Clemson. I said, y'all crazy. I said the same thing. Y'all said the same thing last year when they played USC and Florida State, and what happened. So
yeah, I think the Clemson game. I mean, that'll be fun to watch. That'll be that'll be exciting. The week one, there's some really good games week one, so that's going to be exciting. I like the teams. At least you go out there and play somebody good. I hate these cupcake.
Well, I know. Of course, Texas and Ohio State. Who else besides Texas and Ohio State play on Saturday? Next 2 weeks. Who's the big games that weekend?
I know Miami and Notre Dame. We play Sunday.
That's Sunday, right?
Night. Yeah, Sunday night.
Got
Who
Alabama.
does Alabama open with?
We start on the road.
They play Florida State.
FSU.
Yeah.
Florida State's another team that quarterback was talking a lot of crap about how they're going to blow out Alabama. I'm like, okay, man.
After that horrible season last year, I can't see that happening. But
yeah, I mean they that's another team that might be looking for a coach if things go south for Florida State this year.
So you think 9-3 then? That's kind of where you're going with your team, and I can see that.
I think LSU goes 9-3, and I think they go to some Gator Bowl or some who cares Florida Bowl, and So
who's your pick to win? In Texas, you think win the SEC?
The SEC, I think Texas will.
Texas. Who do you think they'll play? Alabama.
I like it.
In the title game, I think they'll play Georgia.
Georgia.
I think it'll be Texas and Georgia again. Yeah, I'm not one of these LSU fans that say Bama's burning. They're going to go 6-6 this year. I don't think that's going to happen because their offensive line is pretty good this year. If Alabama can run the football this year, they'll go 10-2, stuff like that.
Right.
They're not going to lose to Vanderbilt again this year. That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
that was glorious. That was glorious. Sorry, LW, but that was great to watch.
Yeah, that was.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble hearing Traveling Fools. What do you say, Goose? Are you there? Goose.
I'm here.
Come in, Goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually fun to watch there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same day we got the dog we have now. We got him that night, and after that game, I was like, man, Bama's going to win this game. They're going to win this game. They're going to stop them eventually, and they never did. It's like, man.
Yeah, that was it's kind of like the who was it, Georgia Tech game last year.
Yeah,
I mean that was so like Georgia Tech just had that game won, and
they had that game won several times, and they
ridiculous.
Didn't
Hey, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since they beat Georgia, so it was that was kind of exciting to watch. But Georgia pulled it off at the end. Sorry about that Rec talk I see in the chat there. I know I was rooting for you, Rec. I was rooting for you.
Yeah, I mean I was my son-in-law and I were doing the game on YouTube. Yeah, I was and it came to a point where I'm like, okay, man, I kind of hope Tech wins now because they really outplayed Georgia the whole game. They need to win this game. But then that overtime, they just shit in the bed in the overtime period.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see. I'm not. I mean, if I had to root for one, I'm going to root for Georgia Tech over Georgia. Just I don't know why, but I like Tech. Maybe it's the ACC part of me, Well, Goose, you got anything else for us, man?
No, man. Just in 2 weeks I'll be probably yelling at the TV, so make sure you tune in.
Yeah, everybody do make sure you check out Goose Sports. I remember
I'll probably have a lot of Fireball at night, but that's about it.
Yeah, you stream. He streams all kinds of games, folks. So if make sure you check out Goose. Even during the plague, I remember you would like tune into Goose Sports and you'd be streaming like baseball.
Yeah, remember I was doing that at baseball, but during COVID, that Japanese baseball, or hell it was like coming like 3:00 in the morning.
Right. Sit there in the middle of the night and Goose was streaming like baseball.
Man, there was like nothing coming. It was because it came on ESPN like 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when they had those cardboard cutouts of fans. It was really, really interesting.
Remember when they got trolled with the cardboard cutouts when people could buy them, and the soccer team over there in England, they weren't checking what was going in, and they put like all the like the world leader, we won't even say their names, but the evil dictators from history were all sitting there watching the game, and it was like, oh my god!
That was funny. You could buy the cardboard cutouts and put them at the game,
and they didn't check them, or whoever was supposed to check them had a sense of humor. Well, Goose, I appreciate you coming up, man. 9-3, we'll put you down for that. Everybody do make sure you check out Goose. Nightbot is dropping his link periodically right there, so should be pretty easy to find. Goose Sports right there, Nightbot, drop his link. Make sure you sub Goose up.
All right, man. Y'all have a good night. Who's up next?
Tim Prangley. We've got Mitt coming in to tell us about Southern California. And
Southern Cal. Before I go, it would be nice if the West Coast teams were actually decent again, like Southern Cal. I mean, it would be nice if because when I was growing up, they had Reggie Bush and all that. Mm-hmm. But it seems like they have really fallen because there's a lot of high school talent in California. Mm-hmm. They should not be, they should be really relevant every year.
Yeah, they were on top of the world there for a while. I mean, they're unbeatable. But that happens. That happens to the best of us. I remember when my team was there too. But once upon a time.
I remember when I was a kid.
Right, exactly. Shut up, Alabama fan. Nobody asked you. All right, Goose. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks so much for coming up, man. And everybody do make sure you check out Goose Sports.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. See you, buddy. All right, now the man, the myth, the legend. We got Mitt coming up here. What's going on, Tim Prangley? How you doing?
You think I would have been ready for you?
I'm trying to catch you off guard.
Not hard
What's
to do.
What's up, Mitt?
How you doing, LW? How you doing, TF?
Doing great, man. Doing great. How about you? What you been up to?
I was on the beach. I literally just ran the door.
I like that. I like that sweatshirt.
Yeah. So I don't want to ruin your idea of California. So I don't have any turtlenecks.
Okay.
But you know how we all wear turtleneck sweaters on the beach.
Yeah, on the beach. Yes.
The closest thing I got is a Traveling Fool's hoodie. So in your honor,
there you go.
I got back from the beach, threw it on as a poser to say that I actually was wearing this on the beach, but I'll pretend like I was wearing this on the beach just now, so I can keep the facade going.
Yeah, I can see the sand on it. I can see the sand on it right there. Yeah. There we go. So, Mitt, tell us about USC. What do we got going over there this year? You're like the expert on USC football, so.
USC football. It's been a curse my whole life. It's been some great years. It's been some not so great years, and I've been trying to figure it out for the last couple of years because I'm not going to lie. As soon as I heard we were getting, especially, so let me rephrase. Go back to the 90s where UCLA beat USC 8 straight years. You go back a little further and Notre Dame was on a 13-game, USC had a 13-game winless, I guess, streak against them because they had a tie somewhere in there. And things were rough. And you finished out the decade with a guy named Paul Hackett. A lot of people, if you know your offensive coordinators in the NFL, you know that guy. Yeah. And it couldn't get any worse. I mean, it was brutal living in California. I went to, as you know, TF, we went to Catholic school. So I'm going to a Catholic high school and we're losing to Notre Dame every single year. And I'm hearing it from the priests. I'm hearing it from the kids. And even the nuns were like kicking me while I'm down. So it was rough. It was a rough time. But you know what makes those rough times really sweet? Is when you come back and kick the shit out of everybody afterwards. So as much as I love the Pete Carroll years, it wouldn't have been as sweet if we were like at Ohio State. Like I say to Mark Rogers all the time, like they don't know how it is to be down a little bit. You know what I mean? They're always up. They're always a bridesmaid. You ever notice that with Ohio State until last year? They're always right there, just about to get it done and just can't get it done, you know? But they've been on a run. USC, kind of like Miami, kind of like Alabama, funny enough, you know, except for the past like Saban godly years. We know the depths of college football as well. Like we know the heights. I think the 3 programs we just named, Alabama, Miami, and USC, we know the absolute apex of college football. And we also know way down here as well. You know what I mean? So it makes it so sweet when you get your crap together because USC has not had its crap together. And I think that I thought, as fan base, we thought that as soon as Lincoln Riley came in, here we go. We're going to lock down Southern California. We're going to all these great offensive players you get in California, great quarterbacks, great receivers, great running backs. And we were on the way back to the top of the mountain, you know, the mecca of college football, as Lincoln Riley promised us in his opening presser. But it has been anything but that great ascendance to prominence again over the past 3 years. The first year was an absolute anomaly. And before I get on too much of a roll, people are all over Pete Carroll. I mean, not Pete Carroll. Jeez. Oh God, I'm crucified for that one. Lincoln Riley for coming in. Lincoln Riley coming in and saying all that stuff that he did. And they get all over the fact he has 2 5-loss. You know, he had a 6-6 and a 7-5 season in the regular season. And people just kind of pointed to those. And he won both his bowl games to make the record look a little bit better. They pointed to that saying, oh, well, you know, this is who he really is. Does anyone ever give Lincoln Riley credit for coming in that first year, turning that program around in a heartbeat, pulling in a Jordan Addison, cobbling together that offensive line, getting that team going in that year in 2022, and being a hamstring away from the playoffs? I mean, everyone forgets that game. You know, USC is coming off probably the worst stretch of football, going all the way back to those Hackett years, and arguably the worst since the 1950s. He comes in, he wins 11 games. That's what got the hype train rolling. That's why people are freaking out right now that USC can't get over that hump.
No, I did have a question for you, Matt. Just when we were thinking about doing the show, when we were going over people coming up, you know, I've followed you for a couple of years now, and you were always kind of trying to tell the USC fans, you know, we've got to wait. You know, we've got to build up the depth and of the offense and defensive lines, you know, before we can kind of compete for this. So my question is, how does that line up this year? Do you think you're almost there, or are there, as far as the O-line, D-line, as far as depth?
I'm just glad someone watches my crap. I'm excited. And pays attention. That's even more of a thank you. Anyone that knows ball and any semblance. I'm not saying I'm just a great football knowledge person, but anyone that knows football at all, it all starts in the trenches, and it all starts really over the ball in the middle. You know, if you don't have that guy at center who's 310 pounds, you know, 305 pounds, and can hold his own, you're in trouble. If you don't have that zero technique, that, you know, that nose guard, nose tackle over the middle, that can again do the same thing and maybe even get some havoc plays and push that pocket back, collapse that pocket, make that quarterback uncomfortable. You don't got crap. You know what I mean? Because if you let a quarterback sit back and be comfortable, you're going to see fourth quarter shutdowns like USC saw last year. If you're going to be an offensive line that's a sieve, if everybody watched Caleb Williams against Notre Dame in South Bend a couple of years ago, you just watch that guy under, he went from Heisman Trophy winner to a chick with his head cut off, throwing the ball, throwing 3 interceptions, just trying too much to make too much work,
Mm-hmm.
And then coming in that year, when he did come in, the one thing Helton and USC as a program has always done is get to skills positions, right?
Oh, yeah.
Very rarely does USC not have a tailback. Very rarely does USC not have 2 or 3 great NFL level wide receivers. Very rarely do we not have safeties and corners. Very, very rare. But when USC's good, and when USC used to roll back when I was a little kid, and then there Pete Carroll, those trenches, they were grabbing the best guys in Southern California and then going across the country and grabbing whoever they could from the SEC, from the Big 12, from the Big 10, and just stomping. That was gone under the latter years of Paul Hackett and the latter years of Clay Helton. USC's offensive line play was just embarrassing. I mean, just tragic. And when USC started losing the skill position guys in the early era of the NIL, where some programs, I'm not saying they were cheating, because they definitely weren't cheating, except for a couple, we're pushing the limit. We're pushing the limits, right, of what you can do. The whole idea was there's no inducements. No inducement. You can't offer someone a deal so they'll come to your school. Well, come on, let's be real. Everyone was doing that. But some programs were willing to go a little bit farther. Some programs were doing it even before the kids were out of high school. You know what I mean?
Let's just say some got caught.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what? Smartly, they said, catch me. And then they did this and said, we'll see you in court. And then the NCAA couldn't do anything about it, right? I mean, they were handing out the McDonald's bags of cash before. I mean, it's no secret, right? Who was... I don't know, it. But the idea that USC then started losing, like, very well. There was this pretty good quarterback that went over to Alabama from modern day in Southern California, won a Heisman Trophy, who was locked up to go to USC, but he looked around, his family looked around and said, wait, that's the offensive line is going to protect our kid and get him to the NFL? No, thank you. We're good. And he goes to Alabama, wins a Heisman Trophy, goes to the NFL, and that's the way things are. So when USC started losing skill guys, then you knew something had to be done. And thank you, Tennessee, all of you out there, Tennessee fans, because when that ruling came down, the blinders came off of USC, and they woke up to the modern age of NIL and started offering. This is true. This is not sour grapes. USC was not offering NIL to players until they got onto campus.
Right.
Any of you guys following recruiting know how incredibly stupid that is, because that's how you are having, Francis Marigoa, who's the offensive lineman at Miami, or a number of Oregon Duck guys that came at the last minute, got a check, said, we like your recruiting class, but we're going over here. They're paying us. And clearly it was within the realm of gray area, and they got away with it. Whereas USC is not keeping up with the times and fell way behind. So that's my long, convoluted way of saying to you, now USC actually has figured that crap out. That's why USC is among the top schools. I don't really follow we're 0.34 below you, so we're number 2, and we're like 1.5 points ahead of you, so we're the number, so we're better than your recruiting class. I look at the old school way of like blue chip guys. You know who everybody wants. If you're landing who everybody wants, then you're going to be good. And now USC's doing that again. So to answer your question, for this 26 class and this previous 25 class, USC's done a good job of that. So
how do you think you'll pan out with the season? What do you think your record will be?
So people forget this is year 4. It's only been 3 years. 1 great year, 2 bad years, 2 mediocre years, which is worse than a bad year if you're a content creator. You want either great or shit, because because you're gonna blow up. I mean, people want both, right? If you're in the middle definition, 7 and 5, 6 and 6, nobody cares. And there's nothing worse than apathy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So USC probably has done enough on the lines that they're not going to fall apart. You listen to the national media, you listen to our rivals, and they'll tell you, oh, it's coaching. Lincoln Riley, this thing, he needs to do this, he needs to do that. The reality of the situation last year is USC was beating every Big Ten team they faced last year. They were leading going to the fourth quarter of every game, Big Ten game last year. The only team the USC was not leading in the fourth quarter was Notre Dame. And in that game, they were with, 5 minutes and change left. They were going in for the tying touchdown, and our quarterback side saw 2 pick sixes. That's a whole nother story. An end zone, like length of the field pick sixes, not like your doorstep pick six. I mean, this house calls from like the end zone all the way back. Taunting, guys, the classic high school taunting as he's running down the sidelines, pointing at the, as he goes in for the touchdown.
Yeah.
But that was more
rough.
a factor of roster. That was really a factor of roster. The USC went to last year needing. I was talking about how important is the line and the interior line of the defense. They needed 2 nose tackles, at least one. They end up losing Isaiah Rakes, who came in from Texas A&M and ended up, where did Rakes end up? Auburn, I think, or something. I can't remember. But he came to USC for spring ball and bailed. So they missed that window. They had another guy who was a 3-star prospect, but he would have been some depth. And then Bear Alexander, all the Georgia fans warned me, and I should have listened. Bear Alexander quit 3 games into the season, and so now USC is like has this massive hole. We're playing guys from Vanderbilt, and we're playing guys from Wyoming, and both of them are playing injured in the middle. So you tell me, you guys know football. Late in the fourth quarter, you've had a 320-pound Big Ten lineman leaning into you the entire game, a guard just leaning on you the entire game. These guys are about 6'2", 285 in the defensive interior, and they're just gassed. And then so you saw them, the classic one, if anyone watched the Michigan game, God bless you if you did, because that was the worst game ever. But that second half, USC shut them out. I mean, they didn't have a first down in the entire second half. Lynn, which is a big part of my optimism, Lynn's defense just completely shut them down. And unfortunately, there was a play up the middle. It was like a second down play, 2nd and 2 or 3rd and 2. I try to block it out of my mind. I was in the end zone shooting pictures, watching it happen. Hole opens up. 3 guys have an opportunity to tackle. They try to arm tackle because they're gassed. I mean, these guys are gassed. And it runs for 60 yards. There's like maybe 2 minutes and change left. We knew that Michigan was not going to run a 2-minute offense with the quarterback play they had last year. So that game was wrapped up. Should have been. But that happened too many times. Or you look at games against Minnesota, or worse, Maryland. Maryland had 1 Big Ten win last year. And want to guess who that was against? Yeah, so USC goes to Maryland. They get a field goal blocked. Maryland just marches down. We knew it. We just knew the second it happened. Maryland marches down the field, wins the game. I mean, it was something that Trojan fans watched just painfully all year long. I think USC now has the size in the middle to make sure that doesn't happen again. They brought in a couple of guys who are SEC guys, but they're not proven SEC guys. You know, their guys are SEC bodies. One guy from Kentucky. They brought in Keyshawn Silver from Kentucky, and then they had Jamal Jarrett coming in. Who do
you open up with?
Oh God. Well, okay, so we're not very proud of who we're opening up again. We're up with Missouri State. And Missouri,
okay, tough one.
This is the closest thing I think USC has done to playing an FCS school in its history. By the way, I am proud of that. USC is the only program, no longer UCLA, no longer Notre Dame, to never have played an FCS school. So when you look at USC's win percentage, just remember that they've never played an FCS school in their existence. But Missouri State opened up against them. They just joined FBS this year. And that's one good thing about this year is USC does kind of ramp up the season. We don't really see a tough game till we go to Illinois at the end of September.
So what do you think what do you think you'll end up at the end of the season? If you had to guess, take a stab. What's your ceiling? What's your floor? What do you think?
So I don't want to be safe like lots of guys are doing. Everyone's saying like 8-4, 9-3. I'm gonna go a step ahead of that, and I'm gonna believe in this defensive line. Now, there's 2 things that happen. USC's got to have some serious injury luck along the tackle position, offensive tackle position, and Jada Maya's got to figure it out that the guys wearing the same jerseys are the guys that he's supposed to throw to. If he could do both of those things, then I can see USC going 10-2 because the only real game that gives me big time pause. Oh, by the way, are 2 games on the road, and it's why I'm worried about those games are more their defense and location being 2 places where USC historically has not played well. USC goes to South Bend to play the Irish. They're breaking in a new quarterback. And then they go to Oregon as well, to Autzen, another place that's not been very good to USC. And they're also breaking in a new and unproven quarterback. But I just think those 2 locations with the question marks. I like USC's record. Unfortunately, there's so many question marks that my 10-2 really could easily be 8-4. I think it's more likely USC would lose, would probably go like 7-5 than they are to get to 11-1. So I think if you can't go wrong with 10-2, 9-3, but there are some assumptions on that. And I do like Danton Lynn. This is the second year of his defense. So he's, the first year of a defense, you're install. Towards the end of the season, you start, and during bowl season, you're putting some wrinkles in and stuff like that. This year, he's had an entire year just to put in those bells and whistles and really add to that defense, let's say, and make it a little less predictable. And it was quite successful with the ragtag crew of guys that they threw in there. So optimistic, yes. This will be the first time, I think, in Lincoln Riley's career where this is going to be a defensive team that's going to get him through it. I do believe in Danton Lynn. I hope we have him for at least a couple more years because this is not a championship team at USC. Next year, with this developing talent, I think USC could push for a chance to win a championship. But this year, they'd be lucky to make the playoffs.
I got you. Well, who do you think your top 4? Go ahead and give us a prediction here. Top 4 teams going into the playoffs.
Oh, God. I knew you were going to do this.
Come on, we got to put everybody on record here,
I don't want to do chalk, though, because, you hear the same 4 teams, but really, any one of the top, I think, any one of the top 8 teams could make that field. Sorry, the LSU guy was just on, but I'm not a big Brian Kelly guy.
I don't think anybody. He's not even a big.
I don't think
Brian Kelly
was a big Brian Kelly guy.
His daughter, maybe he's got a lot of Instagram with his daughter. She must like him somewhat. Maybe they check. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to say in this order. Then let me go with, because I'm a firm believer. God, can I do this? It's almost like there's teams I don't want to win. Do you know what I mean? It's like
right.
You hear. So like I'm going to go with. I'll go in the least. I'll do it from. This is not objective. This is very subjective. And I'm gonna stick with actually the top 4 teams that they do have in the AP, but I'm gonna do it in my own list. I'm kicking out Ohio State. Fucking pretenders. Sorry. You know what? You can't lose both of your coordinators, both of whom are widely respected and absolutely have turned those teams around and made it possible with all that money they threw at that team for those guys to win a championship, and lose both of those guys, half your defense, and break in a new quarterback. I mean, come on. They're not a top 4 team. So I'm gonna go with Texas. I like Texas. I'll go in this order. I'll go Texas, Clemson, Georgia, Penn State.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think
hopefully somebody's going to say Miami before the night's over, or I will. But I'm waiting on that.
It's just going to be you and I at the end. We're like, what about us?
Right, exactly. We'll be sitting at the end going, okay, yeah, what about us? Well, Mitt, so where can people find you? I didn't even realize you were doing that USC. I've actually got that linked in here. You got anything else going on or anything like that?
Just writing for them. Oh yeah, actually we just started Gabe, guys, who does another channel as well. He's actually probably the top USC channel that's not Rivals or on 3. He and I are doing a weekly podcast where we're going to do audio podcast. We're going to go up to 2 podcasts a week. Because you heard me, 10-2 on bullish. That'll get the fair weather fans, out of Dodger Stadium, off the beach, and to the games. So I think it should be a fun year. But I'm doing it with we're calling it just the Trojan podcast. So no, even got the name wrong. The USC football podcast. So we have 2 of those coming out each week, and guys, check it out because we like to make fun of the Big Ten.
Yeah, I've got Nightbot periodically dropping that link to that channel you're doing that YouTube on. So everybody make sure you go over there and check Tim out over there. Tim's an old friend. And I really appreciate you coming on tonight. And let's go 10-2. I would like to see that. That would be good. I would like to see USC be good again. I miss the days when USC was good, Miami was good. When we used to have something going.
Showing our age here.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. And you said the thing about growing up in the Catholic school with the nuns and the priests. I was in South Miami during all that. And it was funny because the nuns and the priests, they were all Notre Dame fans, and all the kids were Miami fans. So it was like a trolling back and forth between the. It was a lot of fun back then. I'm
pretty sure a nun flipped me off. I'm not kidding. I was wearing a USC sweatshirt in high school. She was doing one of these. One of these. I swear to God, she flipped me off because I was wearing an SC sweatshirt.
You got flicked off by a penguin.
By a penguin. Yeah, that's messed up. She looked like a penguin too. Yeah.
Well, Tim, man, thanks so much for coming on with us. Really do appreciate that. Everybody do go over there and make sure you check out what he's got going on over there. That's super cool. And we'll have to do some more of this as the season gets going. I think our next guest coming up, I think we're working on something too about having some more shows going out there with college football as the season goes. So I like to surround myself with knowledgeable people because Lord knows I don't know a damn thing.
Anything for you, TF. And thanks, LW, for having me. I'll see you guys later, all right?
All right. See you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Tim. Good to see you.
Yeah, always good to see. Always good to see Mitt. Real quick.
I like Mitt.
Yeah, he's awesome. Mitt's super awesome. Big shout out there to a Hoghead coming in there at $10 super chat. He says, I saw USC versus UT in Neyland in 1980. They had Marcus Allen and Ronnie Lott. They beat us on a last play 48-yard field goal, 20-17. The next year they beat us 43-7 in LA. Ouch. Good to see you, though, Hoghead. Thanks so much for the $10 super chat. Pigskin Pete, you as well. He says, BK living in the bayou is equivalent to an alligator living in Russia. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, there you go.
Appreciate you, Pete. And, Pete will be up here before too long as well. So thank you guys very much. Next up, we have these two wonderful people that at least they can help me root for Miami here. What is going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Beautiful. College football's almost here.
I know. What's up with this mustache, Alex? I like this new look. What do you got going on here?
I'm really leaning into my my Mexican heritage, as you like to say.
Either that or a FBI informant.
Yeah, I look like God, what's his name from Napoleon Dynamite? Yep.
Oh,
he got into his dad's VHS collection of Magnum PI.
I know it's so weird to see you with a mustache and Slim all clean cut over here. I'm just really confused. So,
yeah, next month it's coming back. I'm allowed to grow my beard back next month.
I like it. Yeah, Slim, you look like you lost some weight there too, man. Looking good.
As a matter of fact, I have. I know me and Rec were somewhat doing a challenge. I'm down to 240, so I'm down 80 pounds.
Nice. Good for you, man. Good for you. So what do y'all think about? Let's hear some Miami football. Nobody's talking about Miami here, so it's good to have you guys on. Let's hear y'all's take.
Well, that's partially your fault with the people you surround yourself with. Present company excluded.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened last year, where we had this historic offense with Cam Ward. Defense consistently let us down. Hopefully, looking at a more balanced attack. Mario completely revamped the secondary. We have two good running backs coming back in Mark Fletcher and Jordan Lyle. And, this has been the culmination of everything he's been building. I know a lot of people have been talking down on Carson Beck and Miami because of, sort of what this brand has done in the past 20 years, which has just been mediocrity. But after last year and everything they're bringing back and everything they brought in, if this team, to me personally, and you guys know I'm a fairly realistic fan, if they don't win 10 games in the regular season, I'll consider it a disappointment.
I'm kind of with you on that. I mean, I always like to give, a game plus or minus.
Mm-hmm.
on my prediction, and I have them predicted to win 10 games. But I'm going to deal with the Carson Beck thing first. Most of the talk about Carson Beck has come from Georgia fans. And for a change, me and Lou are in 1,000% agreement. These Georgia fans that have decided to trash Carson Beck because he left are nuts. Carson Beck has had 2 of the 5 best seasons ever at quarterback in the history of Georgia. I mean, it is what it is. And you cannot look, especially at last year with what he had to work with arguably the worst wide receiver core in Power 4 football, and say anything Georgia did or didn't do was Carson Beck's fault.
Yeah, as well as the offensive line was a little bit disappointing for them as well. It wasn't a bad offensive line. You don't go 10-2 in the SEC with a bad offensive line, but it wasn't up to the standard that Georgia had in previous years. And, the guy still threw for almost 30 touchdowns and 3,400 yards. Yeah.
And I think that's something that's going to help him this year, because he's going to be behind. If they're not the best, they're going to be the top 3 offensive line in the country. I think every starter is returning on that offensive line, and you're probably going to see the culmination of it. For the people that say Mario Cristobal can't develop, you can't argue that he's developed offensive linemen, and you're going to see the culmination of that with Mauanoa having a hell of a year, and Pancake Concho down there is going to have a stellar year as well.
Yeah, I mean, the only starter not coming back from the offensive line is the center from last year, and they replaced him with another great center from TCU and Brockenmeyer. So yeah, I mean, it's easily going to be a top 3 offensive line in the country. And when you look at how the schedule lines up, it's not easy. We're not going to say it's easy, but it's a manageable schedule where your 2 toughest games are at home. And, you have Notre Dame week 1 installing whoever they play is going to be a first-time starting quarterback. They've had some turnover on that roster. Florida, to me, is probably the most overrated team in the country. And, so I have that down as a win. Really, my only 2 losses right now are Notre Dame, because it's week 1. And, we'll have a new quarterback and a new secondary. But I still expect it to be a close game against Notre Dame. And, I'll say it's a winnable game, but I'm obviously going to give the edge to Notre Dame. We saw what they did last year, and Marcus Freeman's a good coach. And the other one I have is Virginia Tech late in the year, second to last game at Virginia Tech. I'm hoping I'm wrong about it this time too, because last year I picked us to lose to Virginia Tech, and we ended up winning on that failed Hail Mary, which it wasn't a catch. It was never a catch. Anyone who says it was a catch is an idiot who doesn't know ball. So.
You've got us going 10-2 then. That's your prediction there.
Yeah, 10-2, but realistically with this roster, they should go 11-1. But I'm gonna say 10-2 because knowing Mario, if it's not Virginia Tech, knowing Mario and Miami, if it's not Virginia Tech, there's gonna be some dumb loss along the way where you look at it and you're just gonna be like, how the hell did we lose that game? Right. Whether it was Georgia Tech or Syracuse last year or Georgia Tech 2 years ago, even though Don Chaney didn't fumble, but whatever. Middle Tennessee.
That Middle Tennessee, that one's still smarts. Boy,
let me get on this for a second because I know there's some, and I'm not even talking specifically about Middle Tennessee, but name me a coach every year that doesn't lose a game they should win. I'll wait. They all do it.
Right.
Unless you go undefeated, pretty much every team in the country loses a game that they should win. So I am way less worried about that. If we drop one that we should win, okay. You start dropping 2 or 3 that you should win, and then it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happened to us last year. Right there at the end.
Well, I'm not even going to say you drop 2 or 3 that you should win, because everybody saw our defense, what the defense was once it picked up a few injuries. Because for all the flack the defense got, until Georgia Tech, that was a top 15 front seven in the country. Okay, now here's where I'll give them a little bit of grace. Tyler Shuck from Louisville threw all over that defense. Name me a team in America that he wouldn't have thrown all over. Syracuse, Kyle McCord threw all over that defense. Name me a team in America he can't throw all over. I'll give the defense a little bit of credit. I think Miami made a massive mistake in firing the defensive coordinator. Yes, the result isn't what you wanted, but when you pick up injuries, sometimes the result ain't what you want. And what were we having to do? We had a freshman All-American starting in the secondary. But guess what freshmen All-American do? They make mistakes because they're freshmen. They get burned.
So Slim, what do you think? What do you have us going? What do you think? Give us your prediction here.
I have maintained this through a few predictions now, and great minds think alike. I have us losing week 1 to Notre Dame, as much as that pains me. But that was a playoff team last year. That was a team that made it to the national title last year. I think Marcus Freeman is a very good coach. Yes, Notre Dame lost a lot off the defense. Yes, they're breaking in a new quarterback. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game that Miami has a chance to win, but I have to pick Notre Dame to win it right now. And the other game I picked us to lose was in Blacksburg at Virginia Tech. And there's a reason why. Because of that failed Hail Mary at the end, Virginia Tech's going to be looking at this game for some revenge. Much like I hope the rest of our team has the Syracuse game circled and looking to beat the soul and will to live out of Syracuse because of what it did at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I think Virginia Tech's going to come into that game the same way. And this is just me, I will never pick any team in America to go undefeated just because it's so hard to do it. Ask Gator fans, they've never done it.
Yeah, there's not many people ever go undefeated. But.
Yeah, so I'll never pick somebody to do it, and that includes us. I think 11-1 is very possible. Now, I do think Miami's going to make the playoffs. That being said, I'm making the assumption that we would play Clemson in the ACC title game. I'd be hard pressed to pick a winner, period.
I'm serious to see how Clemson comes out against LSU. That'll be interesting there. So I think we'll learn a lot from that game, and I think we'll learn a lot from seeing us play Notre Dame. So we'll see what kind of teams we're working with.
Yeah, you're going to find out about both of them week 1, because last year Clemson was a lot like us, absolutely dynamic offense, but their problems on defense were the opposite of ours. Their secondary was one of the best in the country. Their front seven was Swiss cheese.
Right.
Everybody could run on them. So Clemson's outlook is very much like ours. And let's not forget, Miami had a better record than Clemson last year. Clemson went 9-3 in the regular season last year.
I do like their front seven this year. I think they're going to have a pretty stout front seven.
I liked them last year too, but like I said, everybody and their brother ran all over.
But some guys coming back, getting some experience. You never know, but that's the fun about it.
The two biggest questions I have for Miami this year is, number one, to Alex's point, the secondary, because of the transfers they brought in. And I made the same exact statement about Cam Ward last year. Some of them have done great things at other places they were. I can't predict them to do it in a Miami uniform until I've seen them do it in a Miami uniform. And the other big question mark to me is the wide receiver corps. Xavier Restrepo's gone. What you thought was going to be your number one guy this year, Horton's gone. There's talent. but it's unproven.
Right.
Yep.
We'll see. So, Alex, who do you think the top four teams? What do you think it's going to turn out to be?
Let me look at it here because I actually sat down a while ago and looked at it and did a little prediction thing, on one of those websites. So I think Ohio State, Penn State, they're going to be very good. I think that's going to be the Big Ten title game. For the Big 12, Texas Tech has made a lot of moves. I think they're going to do pretty well, and they might make the playoff along with Arizona State, who made it last year. They're returning a lot. Bama, I have going 11-1.
I knew I liked Alex. I knew I liked Alex.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Kalen DeBoer with what he's bringing in this year, and bringing in his OC that he had in Washington, and Jalen Milroe had some electric moments last year, but he also had some dumbass moments, honestly speaking. But I think they'll be much improved. Really, the only game I have them losing is either to Georgia, because it's on the road, but then again, you guys own Georgia for whatever reason, or South Carolina. Just because it's a late game on the road. South Carolina is a tough place to play. And then with the other SEC teams, I have either Georgia or Texas making the SEC title game. And ACC is, Miami, Clemson. And then if I were to pick a national championship winner, it's a lot harder nowadays with NIL and the transfer portal and all the parity. If we just went back to 2018, 2019, it's Bama, Clemson, Ohio State. One of those three is going to win it.
Right.
And, that's what it would be, except for LSU that one year with Joe Burrow where they popped in there. But pretty much it was just those teams. But now we had a Final Four last year of Ohio State, Notre Dame, Penn State, and Texas. So there's just so much parity now. And really, if I'd have to look at it, I'd say either Texas or I feel like Alabama can really get it done. I like a lot of what Alabama has.
I got you. All right, so what say
Penn
you?
State too.
Yeah, they're good. I think Penn State's going to be good. Officer Slim Shady Canes, what say you?
Well, first of all, I want to push back on the parity comment. I don't. 1 year of parity does not make parity in college football. It really doesn't. Until I see that more than once. Last year was 2007 all over again. But so you're looking for who's going to be your top four going into the playoffs? To me, it's going to be fairly simple. It's going to be Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, and probably Arizona State. I do agree with him about Arizona State. Yeah, because and this isn't a shot at Bama, but to me, there's way too many question marks about that football team. I think Texas and Georgia are going to be the two best teams in the SEC. I don't like your quarterback. You have a good wide receiver core. Well, you have a good wide receiver. I don't know about your wide receiving core. We'll have to see.
It's pretty. That's pretty good. We got a couple guys back who were injured all last year, and got a transfer from Miami. I heard was pretty good.
Well, yeah. Well, and here's the thing: until he does it in a Bama uniform, same standard I hold Miami to. I'm not going to say he's going to do anything good there because listen, Lawrence Cager transferred to Georgia, was great at Miami, hasn't done a thing at Georgia. Crickets. So,
yeah, I mean, that's what I said at the beginning of the show. I like the team like Alex, a lot of returning starters, a lot of people got playing time. Their depth, I just saw a thing the other day. Alabama on their roster still has the most top 100 recruits than any SEC school. So the talent's there. We'll see what he can do in the second year. But the big question mark, what does Ty Simpson do? Yeah.
Now, okay, a lot of people are high on Penn State. I've heard a lot of people here are high on them. Franklin's got to prove it to me. And then you have something called Drew Aller at quarterback. Stop. you want to talk about a quarterback I have absolutely no faith in. It's Drew Allar. And I'm starting very quickly to lose faith in Franklin. Like, I thought he was a great hire at the time. And even the first few years, I thought it did. But we have a pattern here, people. And I can't say that Franklin or Penn State's going to break that pattern until they do.
Right.
I mean, it kind of is what it is. It's not any shade at Penn State. It's just, I got to say the same thing about Miami. Until they break their pattern, it is what it is with them. Because you have plenty of I was arguing with a homer on TikTok the other day, talking about this team, if they don't go undefeated, is the biggest miscarriage of justice in history since the Holocaust. And I'm like, y'all need to stop. Take your fan goggles off. Be realistic about your team. And
how do you argue with people on TikTok? I'm not. Is it like who can dance better or something like that? I mean, I don't go on TikTok, but isn't it just like little videos and stuff?
No, well, you can go live on TikTok now too.
I got you.
I just happened to be scrolling while I was handling some paperwork in my office, and came across that.
Okay. Is there like a comment section and stuff, and like in people's lives?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like Pete arguing with the flat earthers on TikTok.
Oh. Does he really?
Yeah, I'm not going down that rabbit hole, but hilarious bunch of people if you ever do decide to delve down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I've seen that one flat earther that he's brought up on from TikTok.
Oh, yeah,
before.
she's great. So got some of the best assets on TikTok.
Yeah, not too flat. Yeah, quite the looker. Yeah, so what else we got, LW? What else were we talking about here?
Just do anything in the stuff in the news. What do y'all think about the Michigan ruling or whatever? That they have to pay $20 million, but no scholarship losses or anything like that.
I think that's ridiculous. Because the point they made was, we'll be punishing this current Michigan team for stuff people did that aren't associated with the team anymore. It's like, okay, you know who their head coach is, right? He was their OC during that time. And also Miami got some money from a booster and during the mid 2000s, and it was the early 2010s, and you made sure to give us bowl bans and scholarship losses. So I'm just trying to understand what the standard is here. And I'm sorry, I think stealing signs and cheating during live games is a whole hell of a lot worse than paying some players.
And I like the way they just make that up now. Like Nick Saban's first year at Bama, he went 7-6, but they were all vacated, part of like 21 vacated wins by something he didn't do or his players, that textbook scam where they're getting free textbooks. Like, why did they just all of a sudden decided now that you can't punish? They never stopped them before.
Like if you have players on your roster that actually, were part of those infractions, okay, you punish them. If you have coaches that actively participated in said infractions, okay, you punish them. I've never been with this trend of we're going to investigate it after all these people are gone and then punish you, whoever's around at the time. Like Alex said about Miami, like now I honestly didn't do anything to us. Miami self-imposed the postseason bans, and we had, of course, the hard time trying to recruit with looming NCAA investigations over your head like everybody else does. But in the end, we really ended up coming out of it unscathed because they couldn't get anybody to actually substantiate any of it. So I think that one's a little different, but I've never been with this trend of punishing whoever's there for what the previous regime did.
Yeah. Well, sorry if I got that wrong. I mean, I've only heard of that stuff going down because, again, I became a fan in like 2013, so that stuff had already like passed by then.
Yeah, that a lot of the postseason stuff they self-impose, like a lot of teams do. Tennessee's done it, and other programs. trying to mitigate any kind of potential fallout. Which one of those years actually would have been a trip to the ACC title game, but I digress. So like I said, a lot of that stuff was self-imposed. Now, okay, you want a perfect example of what I'm talking about? Ja'Cory Harris supposedly received some of those benefits from Nevin Shapiro. He got a 4-game suspension. Fine, I ain't got a problem in the world with that. Player that received impermissible benefits gets suspended 4 games. Great. But, fining number one, since when did the college football become the NFL? Like, we're going to fine you $20 million.
Right.
Like, I don't know where that came from. But number two, suspending a guy for 4 games that didn't do it.
Right. All right, guys. Well, I got Jackpot back here. He just popped in here into the back. I got to keep on some kind of schedule here, otherwise we'll go. But we need to talk because I want to get something put the band back together here this season, and we got to put out some fun content, maybe some after game streams or something like that. Depending on Slim's work schedule, we'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I like it though.
Sorry.
10-2. If we got damn work, Slim. Officer Slim Shady and his job.
Yeah, they got him working late at the mall, Mr. Mall Cop over there.
Yeah, I believe. You know
man,
what?
Paul
With some of the crap I have to deal with, I'll take that mall some days. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really would.
Oh, geez. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you coming on. I like the 10-2, and I'm sure we'll be back here doing this again real soon. Hopefully, after that Sunday night, we'll be celebrating maybe. So that would be really cool. I would like to see that. So, Alex, Hurricane Central, Officer Slim Shady Canes, love you guys. Thanks so much for coming up, and always appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you guys later on.
All right, see you.
Later, fellas.
All right, here we go. Mr. Carolina Jackpot. How you doing, Jackpot?
I'm doing good. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Last time I saw you, we was cruising around the ocean there. So good to have you back on here.
Hope you had a good summer.
Yeah, it's going all right. It's hard to. I always look forward to college football season, but that means summer ends and it gets cold. So it's kind of like a love-hate relationship there. But tell us about you're a diehard South Carolina fan there. So tell us about that and how bad you're going to beat Clemson this year.
Honestly, I don't know if we're going to beat them or not. They're pretty hyped up. We got some hype around ourselves too. We got to replace some pieces on our team. We finished up 9-4 last year, and there's a lot of good vibes surrounding the program, especially around our quarterback, Lenora Sellers, legitimate Heisman Trophy contender. But we don't have a whole lot around him, so some weapons are have to hopefully have developed here in camp, and we'll be ready to go when the season starts. I mean, we're kicking off in 14 days against Virginia Tech, so it's almost time.
Oh, that's right. So you start out with Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where is that? Is that up there, or is that in South Carolina?
That's in Atlanta.
Oh, that's in Atlanta. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So where is it? At Mercedes?
Yeah.
That'll be cool. You ever go to that stadium?
I have not. No, I went to the Georgia Dome a bunch of times, but I haven't been to that one yet.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool stadium. I like going there. So I've heard some people, talking high on South Carolina and other people not. And mainly what's kind of funny is the people I've heard talking high on South Carolina aren't South Carolina fans. So where do you fall into this equation?
It's kind of a wait and see deal for me. We lost a lot of pieces on defense. I think we have 6 guys that were on defense last year that all either were drafted or made an NFL roster. So we've got a lot of guys to replace there, and we've got some guys out of the transfer portal that have promise, but they hadn't played a lot. at their previous stops. That's the only thing. Some kids that were highly regarded. Replacing the running back is going to be tough. Once again, a couple of portal guys coming in. We got one that we're waiting to see if he's going to get eligible or not. So it's a wait and see type thing for me. I personally don't think that we're going to. I don't think we're going to be as good as we were last year. I think we're going to take a step back from that 9-3 record. I'm thinking something like. I'm wanting to say like 7-5. Hopefully 8-4 or better. I mean, I think the floor is like 6-6. And I mean, if the bottom falls out, we could finish like 5-7. I mean, there's a bunch of losable games on our schedule. It's a tough schedule, but that's the life of a Gamecock fan. I mean, it's a tough schedule every year. So,
right.
You know.
Yeah, I don't.
That makes me feel better about the road game. Alabama has to go to yours.
Yeah, like that's like everybody's sexy upset pick for South Carolina to knock off Alabama. I think Uncle Lou picked that as like the only loss for Alabama. A lot of people are picking that, so I'm not. I'm really not at this point.
Yeah, y'all should have beat us last year. Y'all had a guy wide open.
That was at that game.
Yeah, I remember watching your videos. Y'all should have beat us that year for sure, or last year.
Yeah, I mean, it was. We set it up perfectly. Onside kick, perfect execution there, and just that last little drive. He could have hit a check down at like the 25, 30-yard line and set it up for a field goal to win it, which our field goal kicker last year sucked. But, I mean, at least give him a shot,
Right.
What we did certainly didn't work. So,
well, did you see that guy make that, what was it, a 70-yard field goal in preseason?
I heard about that, yeah, for the Jaguars maybe.
I forget who it was.
I don't remember. It was like Thursday night maybe. It was I think it was Thursday night.
I think it was the Jaguars.
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure. That's unreal.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, if you could have somebody that could, I mean, obviously I don't think they could do that consistently, but boy, that's a nice card to have in your back pocket right there.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I remember seeing it. The little write-up on it said that would have broken the NFL record. I mean, if it had been in a regular season game.
Yeah, it kind of stinks the preseason. I mean, I guess, you don't have the regular people, so it's not fair. You can't really count those. But, hopefully he'll get to do that in a real game because that would be cool. I don't know, what is the record? It was like 64, 65 or something like that?
I think so.
Something around there.
Yeah, somewhere around. Probably one of the Denver kickers with that high altitude, I think.
Jason Elam, probably.
Yeah.
I got you. So what do you think, Jackpot, about like the top 4 teams? Like, who would you pick? You gotta do it right now. Who's your top 4 going into the playoffs?
I'm gonna go Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame, and I'm gonna say Georgia, man. I can't pick against Georgia after what I've seen year after year after year. They continue to find a way to get there. So I think they're going.
You kind of had it sounded like it was painful for you to say that.
No, not really. I mean, I don't really dislike Georgia like I do some teams. I know Texas has got a lot of hype, but I don't know. I mean, I look at Texas' schedule last year was pretty weak in terms of an SEC schedule. They didn't play. I mean, they did play Georgia, lost, but they didn't play any teams like the Gamecocks. They didn't play Alabama. They didn't play Ole Miss. No Tennessee. No LSU. You know what I'm saying? It was a really, really soft schedule. So I don't think they're really battle tested like some of these teams are. That's why I'm not that high on them. I mean, I think they're a really good. I think they're a top 10 team, but I don't think they're a top 4 team. And they're not my pick to win a national championship.
I look at it like I don't see it happening, but with all the hype around Manning, what if he goes in there and doesn't live up to expectations? That he's got a lot riding on his shoulders with that.
Well, he looked good in the limited amount of time that he's had there. In the his backup reps last year, I mean, he looked good. I mean, granted, he wasn't playing real high level competition in that, but I don't know. I just think it's a wait and see thing. It's a wait and see thing. He's definitely got the pedigree. I mean, that does mean something, but he's not like Peyton Manning. He's not like Eli Manning. He's not the same kind of quarterback. This is more of a dual threat guy. So I think he'll be one of the more quarterbacks that I think might be a little bit overhyped is this Mateer guy coming into Oklahoma. Now I don't know. He was starter 1 year at Washington State. 1 year. I mean, he looked great, but you talk about week in, week out. I mean, they were playing a really weak schedule, really weak. So, I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold up against an SEC level schedule. Oklahoma plays a tough schedule, but we'll see on that one too.
Yeah, I for one can't wait. What do you think? Just asking like somebody else outside of the box here, not an ACC guy. So I can ask you, what do you think? What's your prediction on the Miami Notre Dame game?
That's a tough one. I think that Notre Dame's run game is going to be the difference in that one. I mean, I see them winning. I see them covering that number 2. I think they're favored by 3. I think they cover that. I think they win that game by about a touchdown. I mean, defensively, they're pretty good. So I think they'll be able to neutralize Carson Beck and those receivers. And Notre Dame's run games they're going to punish them in the second half. I think wear them down a little bit. So yeah, and also the crowd factor thing. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what kind of home field advantage Miami's going to have in that game. I mean, because their stadium is half empty most of the time anyway. I mean, it just is.
Now it'll be packed for that one though.
It's going to be packed with Notre Dame fans.
I think Miami will turn out. Miami fan, they usually turn out for those big games, especially at the beginning of the season. But by the middle and by the end, normally because by that point we've pissed away our season, and nobody goes then.
It'll probably be like 50-50, you think?
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to say they probably turn out pretty well for that game. It's a Sunday night, I think you'll see a lot of people Labor Day weekend, Sunday night. I think you'll see a lot of people show up.
Yeah.
But I don't see I agree with everybody else with their predictions. Miami will probably lose that game, and I agree probably by at least a touchdown. But we'll see what happens.
Well, a lot of people have Miami losing to Florida. And I don't see that one.
Yeah, I don't either. I think we're going to win that one.
I don't. I mean, you guys destroyed them last year. I mean, and I know. I mean, this is a new year, but I don't trust that DJ Lagway is going to be healthy for that game. I don't trust their coaching. I trust Miami's coaching more than I trust Florida's coaching. Miami's coaching has been questionable in the past.
Yeah. There's always those stupid calls.
Some of the in-game stuff. I think back to that Georgia Tech game a couple of years ago at Miami. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was rough.
Ended up, but I trust Miami more in that game than I do Florida. So I think you guys beat them. We were really high on Florida this year, and I don't. I'm still out on that one right now.
Yeah, we'll see. I just can't wait for college football season. I watch all the games. I don't. Of course, I root for my own team, but I just watch all the games anyway, so it's just fun to watch.
Oh yeah, I can't wait either. I mean, it's what we've got. 7 days. I mean, I can't.
I know it's hard to imagine. 7 days. I wish week 0. Wish they'd do away with it. Either that or just make good games. One or the other. At least have one good game on week 0.
Yeah, well, you do the game in Dublin, the one at noon, the Iowa State Kansas State game. That'll be a good game. I mean,
yeah, maybe. But
I know that it's not. They're not the two sexiest teams on the planet.
Yeah, it's no marquee matchup.
They're ranked teams. I mean, it'll be a good one. That's actually a rivalry. It's called Farmageddon. Believe it.
Farmageddon.
Farmageddon. But yeah. So, and they're playing at 5,000 miles away or however far that is. But I thought that'll be a good game. I think. Do we have any other ones out there that are going to be good? Probably. I don't know. Probably not. You got Fresno State and Kansas. That's kind of a weird matchup there. I think Kansas.
I'll be watching it. It just pisses me off because it means I have to resubscribe to my. I turn our live TV off the day after college football ends, and I turn it on the day before it starts. So it just makes me mad week 0 because I'm always like, it just seems like a waste. It's that one extra week.
Yeah, I agree.
There ain't nothing else to watch. All right, well, Jackpot, I appreciate you coming on. I got Nightbot dropping your link in there. Everybody do make sure you sub up to Carolina Jackpot. Do you got any last words for these folks here?
Go Gamecocks, folks.
I like it.
Thanks for having me on, sir.
Hey, man, anytime. And I appreciate you coming. Thank you so much,
man. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Good to talk to you, Jackpot.
Big shout out there to Hurricane Central coming at $4.99 a super chat. He's changing his prediction. LW, you're gonna like this. He's got us going 16-0 and beating Bama 69-0 in the Natty. The U is back. I like that.
Hey, I like Alabama making the Natty. I mean, I don't know about that 69-0, but maybe take it easy on us.
I would like to see that. Rec Talk, C-Dog. We got the nerds in here. Georgia Tech guys coming at us strong. How's it going, guys?
What up?
What up, fellas?
Don't talk at once.
Doing okay?
Is Rec Talk? I guess Rec Talk's having a connection thing.
Yeah, he's muted or something, so he's just over there.
Okay.
I'm always every time.
What's going on? It's been a little bit. I guess since the cruise, since I talked to you last.
I know. The last time I saw you guys, same as Jackpot there, we were hanging out on a cruise ship. I love that. Did you like that video I did where I got that picture of you all doing the reenactment from the Titanic? That was quite lovely.
Yeah. Your whole video was awesome. I loved that. That was such a blast. I haven't been on a cruise since I was a kid, and that was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, that was. I had never been on one before either. Rec Talk,
really?
turn your mic up a little bit.
As much as you travel, I'm surprised.
Well, we just had never done a cruise. It was just one of those things, you do different things, and that was one thing we never did. So,
well, I'm a fan. I would totally go on another one.
Yeah, me too.
Can I just take a second to say, and I don't know if I'm too loud, but
no, you're perfect.
Shout out to Jackpot. I don't know how many of y'all watched that debate between him and Sports Talk Jay last night, and I'm a neutral moderator, but it felt like Idiocracy, where the prosecutor's like, I mean, look at him, Your Honor. I'm saying guilty. Like, what did you really have? Some wristbands and stuff?
Is my signal coming through okay?
I think you're the only one having issues.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. What?
Anyways, I thought Jackpot did a great job.
Hang on. Let me wire up.
I'll just go ahead and mute C-Dog for a moment. Go ahead, Rec Talk. You would think nerds would be able to hook this stuff up. Like I don't know.
Nerds are idiots. A lot of us are. I'll just tell you the truth. And every day at work, I come to that conclusion by about noon.
I got you.
Yeah.
So tell us about Georgia Tech. What do you got going?
Man, like I've been on a few different shows and have said this. This is probably the most hype Georgia Tech's ever had since, I don't know, you'd have to go back to Bobby Dodd or something silly like that. Like even the 1990 season, I think they won 3 games or something the year before that. No one thought anything about Georgia Tech. So a lot of eyes on Georgia Tech. Biggest issue from people that I've talked to behind the scenes, and Brent Key did a press conference today where he was so pissed. The first 8 questions he didn't let him answer. And it all comes down to the defensive line. They lose everyone except Jordan Vandenberg. So he's the only guy that's taking a snap in a Georgia Tech uniform. Rest of them are going to be new. And we can't evidently rush the passer. And we threw 4 picks today on top of it. So make of that what you will. But, I've got some concerns.
What say you, C-Dog? We got you back with us now?
Yeah, I'm back. My brother comes and freaking unplugs the internet from my PlayStation or from my computer to plug it in the PlayStation. So that's
Your
all I
brother's
have
over there?
internet. Huh?
Your brother's over there?
No, my other brother that came over last weekend.
Okay.
But what was the question?
Oh, we were just talking about Georgia Tech hype, man. We were talking about all the hype behind Georgia Tech.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. I think people are getting a little carried away with the hype. The people, at least not of like that aren't Georgia Tech fans. They're putting a lot of expectations on us. Talking about ACC title and playoffs, and I mean that kind of stuff is possible if we played our best. But I'm concerned about I'm concerned about a lot of things when it comes to Georgia Tech. We don't know how to win as favorites. We haven't demonstrated that at all under Brent Key. Really, it's such a freaking struggle. It's a mental thing, like surely a mental thing. Like we every year we lose to teams we shouldn't, and we're gonna have to get over that. They're gonna have to, in order for us to obviously make the ACC title and all that, we're gonna have to they're gonna have to show something that they haven't shown before, and there is.
I feel your pain because every year as a Miami fan we lose to somebody we shouldn't.
Right.
Maybe that's Georgia Tech.
Well, we do it a bunch of times, and it's part of the rebuild. It's part of the rebuild. We're wildly inconsistent, but obviously we're gonna have to be more consistent, and that's my concern, and that's what a lot of people. I mean, it is exciting and stuff to look at Georgia Tech because it's been linear since Brent Key took over. Right, he takes over the interim year, wins 5 games, then 6 games the next year, then 7 games the following year. So, regular season, that is. But, I think that, it is exciting because it's linear, and obviously you have this year, you have the Haynes King final year and stuff like that, and it's going to be exciting to see that. We have a lot coming back. So, obviously, you kind of look at this year as kind of a culmination in the first phase of Brent Key as a head coach, if that makes sense. So
Now,
I think it'll be a turning point for sure next year after Haynes King leaves and all that.
If people were to ask a rebuild to what would you say?
A rebuild to
Just kidding.
I get it. That's funny. Well, that's
More than Miami's ever done. That's what the rebuild will be.
It's a question. It's a question that sadly gets asked a lot because people don't know how good Georgia Tech used to be back in the day.
These Alabama fans, they're always flexing on us. You just, oh my God.
Hey, man, I had it there. I had to ask.
And what's this asshole in the comments? Huh?
Who, Jay?
Somebody who knows something?
Are you talking about Luke?
Let me tell you something right off the bat. I watched his genius freaking prediction on the Bulldogs, and his opinion that apparently Georgia Tech had one shot to beat Georgia is it's no wonder that Georgia fans if they have that type of mentality, it's no wonder that they haven't that they're not scared of us. But the reality is they should be. They're just not. They're not smart enough to realize that they should be worried and scared about Georgia Tech. That was not by far the only chance that we're going to have to beat them. It's been competitive. Speaking of linear progress, the Georgia game has been a linear progression to being a closer and closer game each year Brent Key has taken over. I mean, he loses by a couple touchdowns the first year. Second year, first interim year, he loses by a couple touchdowns. The next year, it loses by 8 points. Next year, 8 overtimes.
Boy, that was a rough loss.
It was a rough loss. It was horrible. Obviously, you don't want to lose a game that way. But when I take a step back and look at Georgia Tech, we are 2 years removed from the worst coach in the history of our program, and like without a doubt, the worst coach in the history of our program, and obviously running the triple option. and they're 2 years removed from their national title, which is the absolute peak of their program, and we're taking them in 8 overtime. So, if you take a step back and look, obviously we wanted to win that game. We should have won that game, but I didn't even expect to be there that quick in the first place. And those days of Georgia just dragging us are over. They're over. The days of them taking over our stadium and embarrassing us every which way. Also, recruiting of just taking whoever they want in the state of Georgia, those days are over. Things are going to be changing here soon, and whether or not the Georgia man can freaking recognize it, see it, and realize it, it's happening whether they freaking know it or not.
Well, look, leave it to Georgia fans to not even – I could argue their point better than they freaking can. Ask Lou when Calvin Johnson cheated at Georgia Tech and took something he wasn't supposed to. These guys have had the success they have and will still choose the losing argument. Still, the year that we had our ACC title taken, Calvin Johnson wasn't even on the team. According to Lou, he was, and he cheated. So keep picking the losing arguments. I know he comes on next. And maybe
it's Demarius Thomas that you're thinking of, Lou. It's Demarius Thomas.
I like it.
Not Kevin Johnson.
Who else cheated that didn't cheat?
Y'all want to make
not cheating. Cheating is gaining an advantage that you otherwise wouldn't have.
Let's go on ahead and make this more fun.
Demarius Thomas.
There we go.
Look at these nerds.
Oh wow!
Hey, it must be the preseason. I got 2 fucking nerds on here talking about winning football game. Holy shit! Hey, lady, call the fucking news company. Georgia Tech went 7-5 last year and almost beat Georgia. Oh my god! Holy shit, son! What do you stop bragging about losses? You haven't talked one fucking word about a game you won last year. All I've heard from you dummies since y'all came on here is about a game you lost.
Who else cheated that didn't cheat?
How you doing?
Georgia Tech cheated. Yeah, that's why they don't have a conference title since 1990. Why do people ride Miami all the time? Oh, Miami hadn't been in the ACC since 2004 and hadn't won it. Georgia Tech hadn't won it since 1990.
We did win it, sir. We did win it. We didn't cheat. We won it.
Your school vacated the title. You don't have a title from 2008. You literally gave the trophy back.
The game happened though, and we won it. The game happened. We won it. We were the best team in the conference that year.
Vacated it.
But we still won the game.
That's what it is.
We were the best team in the conference that year.
Oh, you what? Yeah, because you cheated.
Selling a track.
So when we got a tracksuit before the ACC game, that helped us win regular season.
Yeah,
games?
how did that? How?
Hey, I didn't give the trophy back. Georgia Tech did. Georgia Tech.
No, well, that's what.
Because we have integrity. We have integrity, unlike the University of Georgia. Lies and cheats and steals and
have integrity
because the most underhanded program in the country.
Your school,
so that's really coming from you.
You're on here pretending you won the ACC in 2008. Your school might have integrity. They gave the trophy back. You're on here telling lies.
I'm not telling.
What? Okay.
I'm not telling any lies. We
I
didn't.
like it. College football is back.
That's a funny word.
Yes, college football is back. I like it.
Cheating is gaining an advantage that you otherwise over the other team. We wouldn't have somebody like Michigan on the other sidelines in freaking disguise stealing their sign.
Played an eligible player, man.
We had a player selling a tracksuit. It doesn't matter.
Played an eligible player. You should do like Georgia did when Todd Gurley sold autographs. Did Georgia wait on the NCAA to do something? No, Georgia sat him down immediately before the NCAA did anything. That's how you keep from getting games vacated, dummy.
That was back when Georgia still had a soul under Mark Richt.
You covered it up, you lied about it, and you played an ineligible player. That's the difference between Georgia Tech and Georgia.
Hey,
Georgia's the epitome of integrity in college football.
I'm not going to take that from a freaking Georgia fan.
Man.
The dirtiest program in the country.
There's nothing else you can do. What else are you going to do? All you're going to do is sit there. And then all you're going to do, log off and start typing in the comment section? That's the only thing else.
And you're just going to yell into a megaphone.
Georgia's the dirtiest program in the country. You're talking about us covering up.
Y'all have been punished to that. How many wins has Georgia had vacated? None. What about Tech?
Oh, man.
God damn it. Don't even get. What have y'all done to the Atlanta traffic? Y'all have ruined that shit.
Yeah.
I like the way it always goes back to 285.
Atlanta traffic is no worse than any other major metropolitan area.
You don't have to go down there. Why are you
Challenger,
so
man.
mad?
Y'all fucked up the Challenger. How's y'all's fault?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, you 285 in the Challenger. That is a bad
You hate
traffic.
America. You
I
hate
mean, what do you say to this? I think I'm talking to Sports Talk Jay here. What are we doing? What else do we need to talk about?
What do I need to do? Don't I have Georgia Tech going 9-3? Y'all come on here and shit on Georgia? What are you doing?
When did I shit on Georgia?
I believe you started by talking about getting these Lucy's off of here.
That's right. Why are y'all shitting on me?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I went to sleep 3 times watching this show. Who are these people you got on here droning and on? I mean, we need to fire this shit up. We're a week.
We did that.
You got people on here act like they just got it from a nap. What are we doing?
I like it. I like it. This is what it's all about. This means college football's back. We finally got the smack talk going. So that's what I like.
That's what was promised.
Well, I know, and that you don't think I conveniently had the 2 Georgia Tech people coming on right before Lou.
That's smart.
Yeah. I mean, I did put a little thought into this one, you know.
And Lou, I don't know if you heard it, but your take on Georgia Tech missing their one opportunity to win that game is it's unbelievably wrong.
Buddy, yeah, I heard, buddy. Listen to me. You've beat Georgia 3 times this century, and we play every year. Okay? You had a golden opportunity last year, and that deadbeat fucking Georgia throwaway that y'all put up on a throne, what's his name?
Buster?
Yeah. He fucked you in the ass. And now you're on here talking about Georgia. He fucked you, dude. He still works for Georgia.
He would be working for you if Bubba had a heart attack.
Did you not watch overtime? He clearly still works for Georgia. Did you not watch the overtime? No.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia can't stop a running quarterback. Their life depends on it. Holy shit. Did you see what Riley Leonard did? Haynes King, any other quarterback, Jalen Mildew, any quarterback that can run the ball. Now, that's what kept y'all in the game. You get to overtime, the guy's right there throwing the ball. What was he doing? Y'all would have won that game by the 4th overtime once it started 2-point conversions. This dumbass works for Georgia and calls nothing but pass plays. But that was of course that was your chance, and you blew it. And speaking of dumb shit I said, what about this dumb shit you said about the days of Georgia fans taking over our stadium are over? Hey, knucklehead, you sold your fucking home game against Georgia for $8 million because none of your deadbeat fans want to go to Bobby Dodd fucking stadium. So what are you talking about? Georgia fans aren't taking over your stadium. You're so scared of Georgia fans taking over your stadium like they have every other year for the last 20 years that you sold the goddamn thing down the road.
We're not scared of Georgia and playing them at Bobby Dodd. That's not why we sold the rights to the game. We sold it because we need money. We need money. That's why we sold the game to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium for 1 year. And yes, it freaking sucks. I hate it. I hate it too.
So you're not playing any games at Bobby Dodd this whole season?
No. It's just the Georgia game.
Just the Georgia game. Okay.
Just the Georgia game. You can find us every other Saturday at 1 o'clock. Every other single freaking Saturday of the season, except for the Georgia game. It's going to be at the Benz. It's going to pay. That one game is going to pay off Jeff Collins' entire buyout.
I like getting mugged on the way to. I like getting mugged on the way to Bobby Dodd.
Look. A lot of Georgia fans have talked shit on Georgia Tech all these years, blah blah blah, because we don't take football seriously. Well, this is us taking football seriously. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices to freaking get some money flowing through your program and be more competitive. So
now, are they going to put any of this money into fixing up that horrible place? Because boy, it does need a paint job.
They are.
Good.
They
good.
are. We're
Thank
getting
God.
We're getting new seats, and they're doing a huge construction project right now.
Yeah, they're renovating this.
Okay, good. Thank God. That place was really looking bad last time I was there.
So this is what it looks like. We are taking football seriously now.
Taking your biggest home game of the year and shifting it to a neutral site and putting the tickets up for sale 50-50 instead of what you claim, which is a bunch of Georgia Tech fans outnumbering the Georgia fans at an actual home game. That's not a sign that you're taking your program seriously.
Listen, last time we played in Bobby Dodd, It was 50-50. It was 50-50 last time. And yeah, it was. It was 50-50. The night game where we lost by 8, it was 50-50 that night. I was there. I was there.
You weren't there for the whole thing. How early did you leave?
Bulldog fans are freaking more obnoxious. And make
How early did you leave that home game? Same time the rest of the Georgia Tech fans left?
I stayed the whole
through
time.
the third quarter.
I had annoying assholes barking at me the entire time.
It
was awful, but I stayed. I freaking stayed because it was a game down to the wire. It was a game all the way to the end.
So are you
was
saying
this past year, and so will the next year, and the next year, and the next year.
So are you saying playing a neutral site rivalry game is against the rules? That's not allowed?
No, I didn't say it was against the rules. No, I didn't say that.
Nobody
makes you look stupid.
Florida, I'm on the record. I hate that shit. It's fucking retarded. It's
likes
home. So
Nobody likes it, but this is what it looks like.
That's been done for 80 years.
So
nobody likes it, but this is what we
series
gotta
didn't
do.
get moved. This series didn't get moved to a neutral site game. Guess where the game will be next year?
Georgia.
In Athens. Well, it's in Georgia every year, dummy.
In Athens, your team's Georgia, guy. You know what I'm talking about.
Who are these people? TF. Who are these people? Tending to be football fans.
And let me ask you this. So does Carson, if we're just gonna judge people based on a few series, does Carson Beck suck? I don't know why you're so bent on Buster judging him for the overtime series as if that's everything he is as an OC. Under that same logic, like every player sucks, every coach sucks. I don't know why you're bent up on that.
Because y'all had one play that worked the entire game.
Yeah, I said it was dumb, but that doesn't mean that he's
saying. So why am I? So that's all. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. It was dumb.
Are we agreeing?
Yeah, it was dumb.
Okay.
You shouldn't have done that. It should have been nothing. Once you got the 2-point conversions, it should have been nothing but Haynes King runs, and y'all would have won the game. That's it. You could have came out there and said, "We're fixing to run Haynes King right there."
They should have done it.
I think it's easy to say that, but I mean,
no, I agree. And look, hell, Georgia did it with Carson Beck before we did it with Haynes King. Like, no, I totally get that. But yeah.
No, I see a lot of people crapping all over.
Y'all deserve
Carson
to win
Beck.
that game. I've said it a million times. I've told both of y'all to your face. I've said it on video. Y'all deserve to win that game. I don't have no shit to talk about Georgia Tech in the last game. The coach blew it in the end, but y'all should have won that game. I mean, y'all outplayed.
Fine, we didn't. We totally we choked. It is what it is. But
Well,
my
yeah,
point is that's not going to be the last time that game is close, and that we're going to win. So.
I mean, I think even you, Lou, you would have to say it's more fun when the Georgia Tech game is close.
I don't
back in the day.
I don't remember if that's true or not.
It's been a while. It was nice to see.
I got to go back to the 90s to find a time when this series
right.
was
Right. And it used to be fun, though. It was a good series.
Fuck,
Yeah,
I don't
now
really remember what I don't remember what it felt like to be nervous going into a Georgia Tech game. I don't remember that. I'm not even trolling. I'm being serious. They've beat us 3 times this century. We play every year. They're 3-23 or whatever it is.
So you have zero concern going into this year. Like you're very confident you're beating Tech going into this year. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what it'll take, I guess, for us to beat you.
Yeah, well, that's what needs. I mean, obviously.
Well, I guarantee you that if y'all were 23-3 in the last 26 games against somebody, you would not have much worry about playing them the following year. I get that. Look at how I talk about North Carolina and Miami. Yeah,
and I don't have
I mean, there's a large chunk of that where we're running the triple option, and I mean, we finally got our head out of our ass now when it comes to football.
Didn't you claim an ACC championship during that period of running? So you can't use that as an excuse for losing to Georgia and then beat your chest that you won the ACC. I mean, it was the same offense, same team, same head coach.
We've hamstrung ourselves this past decade,
I don't use that as an excuse. I don't use that as an excuse for losing to Georgia.
We got our head out of our ass now. And Georgia Tech, once they take football seriously, it's not good for Georgia. It's not.
How do you know that, though?
It's over for Georgia.
How do I know that? Well, Georgia Tech was
you haven't walked this earth
far better program
in your life where Georgia Tech was a better program than Georgia. Not you haven't breathed a breath of air during which Georgia Tech was a better football program than Georgia.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. Damn, Sea-Dog.
We'll get one on the panel. Is that enough?
What is that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. The Hamilton years, they probably had a better team than Georgia. And what you got, Carter? I mean, you got to go back a long time. And look, that's.
Are you talking about? Wait, you talking about when Jimmy Carter was in office?
Yeah, when Jimmy Carter was. Yes.
So just because it's been a certain way for my life means that it can't change?
I don't see it. I mean,
or at least be competitive?
Do you think there's anybody in any other fan base outside of Georgia and Georgia Tech? Do you think there's anybody else sitting around going, Georgia Tech's about to pass Georgia?
No, that's a different question. I think we're talking about two different things. Do I think we're a better team program, like playoff team in Georgia? No, I don't think that. Do I think that this rivalry game is something interesting and Georgia Tech could very well win this year? Yeah. Did I pick them to beat Georgia? No. That's all I'm saying.
I'm picking to beat Georgia.
So what are your guys' prediction for Georgia Tech this year? What do you think they're going to do?
Well, let's see, Dog, go first.
Well, I haven't done my schedule prediction yet, but I will here probably in the next few days. I'm thinking 8 or 9 wins with a win over Georgia.
Oh. I love it. Hell yeah. I've got them going 8-4. There are like if you had Jess Simpson, who's Georgia Tech's defensive line coach, on right now, he would tell you we can't. I have major issues with us rushing the passer right now. So, Clemson fans seem to be real worried about that game. But if Tech can't get any pressure on Cade Klubnik, we're going to get our brains beat in that. So I've got to see that defensive line and defense with a brand new DC that's never called plays before. I got to see how that works out before I'm willing to go where some other people are at 9 wins or ACC title. I've got them going 8-4. If I were going to change the prediction I did, I'd probably change the Boston College loss to like Virginia Tech or something. I was just trying to get 4 losses on there, but I got them going 8-4 in the regular season.
It'll be to random teams that you don't see coming. It'll be freaking Pittsburgh or something, or Virginia Tech or Duke.
But he's got to win more than 7
we'll lose
games.
1 or 2 of those games that we're favored in, and yada
Well,
yada.
let me ask you this: how confident are y'all on like Lou? How confident are you that Georgia will beat Georgia Tech this year?
99%.
C-Dog, how confident are you that Georgia Tech will beat Georgia?
65.
Okay, what about you?
I'm being honest. 100%. We're gonna whoop our ass.
What about you, Rick?
I'm being honest. Probably about 65.
Well, I picked them to win, so it's got to be less than 50%. I'm probably about 40%. 40% sure that we would beat Georgia. I mean,
because I was going to say we could make a bet right here. I've got this beautiful Coca-Cola right here from the last time that Georgia Tech won the national championship. You could do like the bet, the loser, there we go. Cheers.
Shouldn't that be half a Coke?
It should be a Coke.
Half a Coke.
I got the same one. Look at that.
Look at that.
Coke, if y'all 2 idiots lose Colorado,
that's going to be rough.
Your life.
We're not losing to Colorado. Look what else I got too.
I drank mine.
Look at that.
You did.
I know that was horrible.
I've been trying to figure out what to do with this. It came with my house when I bought my house. They left behind a bunch of crap. I've been trying to think of what I got. I got something I'm going to do with it, but
you could exchange it for the 2 that just happened.
Now, Lou, when you drank that old nasty Coke, did that make you sick or
no? No. And you can go on YouTube right now and find people drinking Cokes a lot older than that. I mean, I did the best I could to look into it to make sure it wasn't going to kill me or make me some kind of disease. And it's perfectly safe to drink those old Cokes. It tasted like a almost anytime you eat something stale, it has like a cardboardy taste.
Yeah.
To it, or so it was like kind of like that, or maybe if you ever drank even a Coke or a beer that was a little bit too old and you could taste the tin of the can. Now this was in a glass bottle. I'm not saying it tasted like tin, but it had just that old. First of all, it's completely flat, so we've all drank a flat Coke before. That's the first thing you notice is that it's flat, but it really wasn't that bad, honestly.
It's kind of like just syrup.
I'm trying to figure out how C-Dog thinks Georgia Tech's beating Georgia. but I'm higher on Georgia Tech than either one of these two numbskulls are.
It's a simple answer, really. We play out of our minds in the Georgia game.
I've got Georgia Tech losing to the Taters at the beginning of the year, Duke Georgia at the end of the year, and on the road at Duke.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And if you beat Clemson, I think you're going to be in the ACC championship game.
I would agree with you.
I
If
think
we beat Clemson, that means we don't have the defensive issues I think we do.
Yeah. I don't think we beat Clemson, though.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pick that either, but it's been a popular talking point this offseason by a lot of
get them at home.
Idiots that do what we do. What if Georgia Tech beats Clemson like that? I mean, that would throw a lot of things off there.
I'll tell you what, I'll make a commitment right. This is how confident I am that we'll beat Colorado. I'll drink this if we lose to Colorado.
That's the content I subscribe
Dang.
I'll drink this whole thing.
Yeah.
Did you drink the whole thing, Lou?
Rec talk. Hang on a second. Say that again.
If we lose to Daddy Dion there, Lord and Savior Dion, I will drink. And let me see how old this is to make sure. 10 fluid ounces. I don't know if this is a national title thing, but I'll drink this whole thing. I'll get a date for you in a second if I can find it. I'll drink it. How about that? We ain't
Let's
losing
go
to
Buffs. Let's go Buffs.
I just became a Colorado fan.
1984.
If we lose to Colorado, Rec Talk will also shove a beefy Flav-Lair burrito up his ass.
I was going to do that anyway, but yeah.
For the record, if that's 1984, then
I'll be right back to you.
We'll be older than the one I drank at the time that I drank, because I drank that in 2017, so it was 37 years old.
Oh, so
I'm not sure that's the oldest thing that Rec
Yours
Talk's
is
drank
41
today.
years old. Yours is 41 years old.
This will be the oldest Coke drank in our community, then.
Yes, in the community.
I'm not worried though, but hey, it's on there.
Yeah, I think y'all beat them.
Yeah.
But
Well, you better now because we've got that. I mean,
we won't. We're not.
I'm good at writing checks. And look, remember when I called you after Florida State, Lou, or text you like, we're going full in again. All right, we're going in. Go big or go home. Let the big dog eat. John Daly. Here we go.
What's going on, Pete? How you doing?
Did I just hear both these nerds say they were losing to Clemson? This is sad.
We haven't beat you since Deshaun Watson's freshman year, man.
It's gonna be a different story when you show up, when you drive down here and you show up and you're sleeping.
I'm sleeping on Rec Talk's floor, apparently.
You're sleeping with Rec Talk.
Dude, I'll clean it real good. Come on. You think I'm gonna do you like that?
Clemson beats you. I'm putting you on the floor. I'm taking the couch, buddy.
You're gonna take over my house if you beat us. That's a good. Yeah, there you go.
When is that game?
That's the third week. Let me see.
I just looked it up today because I was trying to figure out my travel plans. It's September 17th or something. What is it?
13th.
13th.
Oh, 13th.
Are you going to go?
I don't know. We're going down to Miami and down to the Keys. I don't know what the. Let me look at the schedule real fast.
I'm pretty sure.
Have you already bought tickets or what?
Dog.
Paul says he's coming. He has to bring his new girlfriend everywhere, so I'm assuming she'll be there too. I don't know where they're staying.
Did you already buy tickets or?
No, I'm waiting on Rex. Rex said he might get us free tickets, so I'm just sitting back and waiting. I mean, I don't know. Ask him.
Slaw's coming too to the game?
He says he is.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We get to see Slaw.
Let me know. Let me know what the deal is with that, like with the tickets. Let me know because we'll actually be back like 2 days before that. We'll be home. So let me know what the deal is with the tickets because it's possible we might ride down.
We'll talk about it after. We need to iron that out like yesterday, if that's good.
Yeah, we're waiting on you, buddy. I mean, if I need to buy a ticket, I need to know now so I can go ahead and buy it. But we all want to sit together, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well, how many? We'll talk about it after that. That's not what I want to hear on here. But
right, go back to the shit talking. I like that better. That was a lot more fun.
Screw Georgia, they suck.
I'd like to also brag about something too. My freaking kid, our due date is on a Georgia Tech bye week this year. So I'm not even going to have to
planning there.
Yeah, I'm not even going to have to freaking worry about it.
I got a bad news for you. The chance that your kid is born on the actual due date is 0.
Right.
Well, if she goes into labor on a day when Georgia Tech's playing, we're going to have a tough conversation.
You better clinch up. You got a game to watch.
Hold it in. Right?
So, Pete, what say you about this? How you feeling about Clemson?
I feel great about Clemson. Actually, I mean, I'm a little bit hesitant. I haven't seen this much Clemson love in the past 5 years. I mean, Dabo Swinney and Clemson have gone through somewhat of a rough patch over the last 4 years since 2020. And they're getting a lot of love this year. I mean, everywhere I look, Clemson's on a playoff list. Kay Klubnik's on a Heisman list. But the reality is, I've been one of the only people on the internet over the past 4 years that have been like, hold on now. Let's not pretend like Dabo Swinney somehow forgot to coach, with the NIL and the transfer portal and everything else. All they do is continue to go out there and win. I mean, Clemson's worst year is better than most teams' best year. It just is what it is.
Yeah, Clemson does get a lot of hate. Like if they go, say they possibly go 9-3, 10-2, and people are like, "Oh my God, they've gone in the dumpster."
Yeah. He forgot what he's doing. He doesn't know how to coach anymore. They've gone in the dumpster. But meanwhile, they're making the playoffs. They still own the Dabo owns the ACC so bad. Georgia Tech fans would do anything to be in Clemson's position. Miami fans would do anything to be in Clemson's position every year.
Yeah,
they backed their way into the playoffs last year. I'll admit that 9-3 was not a great season. They lost three SEC teams, and they lost to Louisville as well. But it's not like they got blown out in the playoffs. They played a great Texas team. It was a 1-score game with 3 minutes left. Shout out to Colby for not letting me see that winning. But the reality is that Clemson has not gone anywhere, and they're not going anywhere. Look, there's 3 coaches right now that are elite in college football, period. That is Dabo Swinney, Ryan Day, and Kirby Smart. The rest of y'all can hook onto the wagon, and you can shit in one hand and hope in the other. But Clemson right now is in a prime spot. This year, I think, and again, I'm cautiously optimistic about this, is in a position to make a run. I'm not saying they're going to win a national championship, but they are and will be the favorite from week 1 all the way to week 12 to be the preemptive favorites to win the ACC. Who that's going to be against, I don't know. Georgia Tech, Louisville, Miami. I think that's probably the only 3 people that stand in Clemson's way as far as making the playoffs. So I'm extremely happy. I mean, Clemson's loaded at every position. They got 3 guys on the defensive line projected to be first rounders. It really, if I'm looking for a weakness on the team, it's going to be offensive line. I'm unsure about, and then obviously the running back position. Everywhere else, they're absolutely loaded. So I'm excited about the season, but I'm still a little bit cautiously optimistic about some of these games in the ACC.
Can I ask you a question, Pete? So you and Georgia had similar issues last year stopping the run. I imagine you weren't untalented on the defensive front, or there was a lack of talent. Are y'all chalking that up to that DC sucked, and now we get Penn State's DC in, and that's going to be fixed?
Well, that's the hope. I mean, obviously, that was their biggest downfall defensively last year. The secondary, most of the secondary returns from last year, they actually went in the transfer portal and got 2 elite players. I know, it sounds weird to say, but even for me too. They went and got Will Helt out of probably the best player on Purdue's team, the defensive end. And they went and got the Alexander out of Alabama at linebacker. They've got a lot of talent and depth on defense, but you're right. Last year, the Citadel broke a record against Clemson running. They ran for like 280 yards against Clemson last year or something like that. They ran more on Clemson than they did against any other team in the FCS. So, and they couldn't stop Lenore Sellers. I mean, Lenore Sellers, he wouldn't have had to even throw one single goddamn pass in that game. They would have won because of his legs. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, the biggest problem with Clemson was stopping the run. But Dabo Swinney does, I don't understand all the hate that Dabo Swinney gets about, being loyal to his coaches. He's fired so many coaches over his career. I don't know where that comes from. Wes Goodwin should have never, ever been given the position that he was given at Clemson to be the defensive coordinator. When you go from Brent Venables, who's an all-time great defensive coordinator, well, I'm not talking about head coach. That's a totally different story, obviously, to Wes Goodwin. Wes Goodwin was one of these guys. He's not a coach. He's a film watcher. That's what he is. But shout out to Dabo. I mean, he went out and got Tom Allen. I mean, Penn State's offense or defense last year was one of the best in the country, and I think he'll bring a new energy. But I mean, I don't know any more than anybody else does as far as what that difference is going to look like. We'll find out week 1 against LSU because LSU's got a dominant run game. That might be all that they have: a good quarterback, a good run game. I know they're loaded on defense too, but. I mean, it's Brian Kelly team. It is what it is. So we'll learn a lot week 1 about Clemson's defense.
Now, if he wins, does he get to rush the field and do a TikTok dance or anything like that?
Who?
Brian Kelly.
Man, stop.
I'm not picking LSU. To
You get to
No, I think Clemson's going to win that handily.
I don't think Nussmeier's that special of a quarterback either.
He's got some injury, right?
They do have some good receivers. They have some good receivers.
Yeah.
Now, Lou, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So, and I think I've heard you touch on this a little bit. Well, number one, I think we got to make sure, go through your block list on your channel. I always comment, and I'm always watching, I'm always commenting. Like, nobody ever taught, like, what the hell? And finally, last night, I realized, I'm like, holy shit, somebody must have, like, butt blocked me, one of the mods or something like that on your channel. But, so make sure you check that out later on or something like that. But, so Carson Beck, it's like everybody's shitting all over him now. And, you watched him last year. He's a great quarterback. He did a whole lot for Georgia, over and over and over again. And it seems like, it's mainly Georgia fans going up there crapping all over Carson Beck, laughing, like, Miami's got Carson Beck. But, I mean, your receivers dropped half the passes he threw at him. That's not his fault. I mean, what's your take on him going to Miami?
What's my take on him going to Miami?
Well, like, how do you think he's going to do? What's your feeling?
I mean, I'm not there. I'm not his doctor and all that. But other than his elbow recovery, I don't have any doubts about what Carson Beck can do at Miami playing ACC teams every week. None.
Right. So you're not like and I know you're not, but a lot of people, you see it a lot. The Georgia fans, they're crapping all over, and everybody's crapping all over Beck going down,
right.
And they're like laughing at Miami.
Georgia fans, every fan base does that for the most part. A lot of fans in every fan base do. This guy's great. He's the best thing I've ever seen. Then he transfers, and then he was terrible. We don't need him. No one ever liked him.
Right.
Like that's what's going on with Carson Beck. Now Carson Beck had some issues at Georgia, but they were personality stuff. He's not a great leader, so he's not that, and so he's definitely not going to be any type of leader at Miami showing up for 1 year on a $5 million deal. So you better have somebody else there offensively. Maybe it's that tackle. I don't know what the structure is on the team at Miami, but a quarterback is the natural. Like, you want your quarterback to be like the team leader. That's not Carson Beck for whatever reason. I don't know, but it's just not. So he had some issues there, and then he had the turnover thing in the middle of the season. But outside of that 3 or 4 game stretch, I mean, he was one of the best 5 quarterbacks in football for 2 straight years. I mean, yeah,
and I think Miami's going to have a hell of a line this year, so I think he's going to get a little more time. And like you said, ACC, play against SEC, obviously.
And I'm not even sitting on, like, Clemson's got one of the best defenses in the country. I'm just saying, on average, a quarterback will face tougher defenses on average playing an SEC schedule than playing an ACC.
Right.
So that doesn't mean there's no good defenses in the ACC, and that doesn't mean there's no bad defenses in the SEC. That's not what I'm saying. But
right, 100%.
I think if anybody's being fair about things, you're going to probably play better defenses in the SEC, generally speaking, than the ACC. And the guy had nearly 4,000 yards 2 years ago. He would have had that last year probably had he not got hurt. I think he ended at 3,500, something like that, when he got hurt halfway through the SEC championship game. He's not Cam Ward either, though. Like, he's not going to be that good either.
Right. Well, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, our defense steps it up even a fraction of what we were last year. I mean, it was ridiculous to be putting up 47 points, 48 points a game and giving up 46. It's like, you can't do that. We won so many games last year that, frankly, we should have lost. Like really, we came back like right there at the end. If you're giving up 45, 46 points a game, you probably should have lost that game. It was only because of Cam Ward that we actually managed to win those games. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I hope the defense steps up. I'm tired of losing. It gets old.
Yeah, I mean, Miami could score 10 less points per game on average. That's not going to affect them at all. They have to give up 10 points less per game on average. It's the improvements for Miami need to happen on the defensive side of the ball. The offense can afford to. It's the Oklahoma syndrome, right? There's a point of diminishing return offensively. In other words, there's not much difference in terms of how good your team will be if your offense scores 40 points a game or 50 points a game. There's not
right.
There's a big difference between scoring 20 a game and scoring 30 a game. You score 20 a game, you might go winless. I mean, you're terrible. You score 30 a game, you're probably pretty competitive. You score 40 a game, you're probably pretty good. There's no real benefit in scoring over 40 points per game average. So Miami could take a step back there, and they probably will. A bunch of new wide receivers and Carson Beck. But the defense is where Miami can improve their win total. Like they can, because they scored 50 points a game last year, they can afford to take a step back offensively. They need to take multiple steps forward defensively. And if they do, they'll probably be in the ACC championship game or in the playoffs or both.
Yeah, it was frustrating watching last year because it would be like, there was every drive it seemed like we would get scored on. And then we just couldn't stop it, and it was miserable to watch.
It became a joke, really.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even matter what the score of a Miami game was in the first half. Miami could be winning by 30. You were like, I don't give a shit. This is going to be a great second half.
Right.
And,
it was ridiculous.
It was some of the most entertaining. Now it sucked for Miami fans, but it was some of the most entertaining football every single week of the season. Was watching.
Coming down to the last 10, 15 seconds every game, and it's like, oh my god, and it was horrible to watch.
Yeah, as long as it's not your team, it's fun to watch.
Yeah. I've got Miami at 10-2. I think they'll lose to Notre Dame in the beginning of the year, and then lose one of their two road games. They play back-to-back road games to close the season out, and I've been watching Miami lose to the Syracuse and the Pitts of the world on the road in November for 20 years. So
yeah, me too.
Pick one, whatever it is, but that's only one ACC loss. So I think it'll be Miami against the winner of the Georgia Tech Clemson game.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important for your defense to be improved, because it affects your offense. A team like Georgia Tech that runs the ball well, we were just able to keep it out of Cam Ward's hands for a lot of that game, and that's really what won it for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%. You just drained the clock, kept your offense on the field, and our defense sucked. That's all you had to do. It was a great game plan,
I mean, just 25% better, would be good.
What say you there, Pigskin Pete?
I think the Miami and Notre Dame game is a lot more important than people are really thinking. I mean, we're going to learn a lot about both these teams. I actually disagree with Uncle Luke. He picked Notre Dame to win that game in Miami. I'm taking Miami. Notre Dame, the quarterback situation is really unknown right now. I mean, I think the Notre Dame run game and their defense is probably what Lou is leaning on. But I'm taking Carson Beck and this Miami offense over at home. And what's going to be, I know we like to, rag on Miami for not having a home game presence, but do you guys remember the last time that Notre Dame came to Miami? That place was rocking, son.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any issue as far as that goes. There'll definitely be a home field advantage, at least for 1 week out of the 7 that you have there. But I don't trust Notre Dame's quarterback situation at all. And so obviously I know what Carson Beck is, and I know what the weapons that Miami has on offense at what they've done in the offseason as far as receivers go. So I'm taking Miami to win there, but I think that's a huge game for both teams. I mean, I know that is not technically an ACC game for Miami, but I think that's a huge game. I mean, I'm really honed in outside of Clemson and LSU. I'm honed in on that game more than any other one as far as how the season's going to play out in the ACC.
It is a huge game because if Notre Dame loses that game, I'll go on record their season is legitimately over.
Yeah.
A joke. Because if they lose that game, they're not going 11-0 the rest of the way. I mean, they still got to play Southern Cal, Texas A&M, Boise State, Arkansas. They're not. We can joke about Notre Dame's schedule, but like their first 6 games are legitimate. Like they play several teams that are capable of beating them, especially if they're not good enough to beat Miami in week 1. So Notre Dame has to win that game, or I think their season is over. I don't think they'll run the table, and I don't think Notre Dame would get in at 10-2. Nor do I think they should.
Yeah, I think that game's a lot more important for Notre Dame than it is for Miami. 100%.
Yeah, Miami could lose by 100, and every goal is still on the table. In fact, Miami could lose to Florida and Notre Dame combined 200-0.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
I like that.
In the grand scheme of things, it's the Clemson plan. It don't matter. Just win the shitty ACC. It doesn't matter if you get your ass beat by every legitimate team. Right, Pete?
Yeah, but look, I know that Miami fans are mostly, I mean, not traveling fools, obviously. He's a smart individual. Most Miami fans are completely fucking delusional. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, there is 3 or 4 teams in the ACC nipping at Miami's heels to play Clemson, because that's who, obviously Clemson's going to be in the ACC championship. Against who? We don't know. Is it going to be Miami? Is it going to be Georgia Tech? Is it going to be Louisville? We don't know. But if you don't beat Notre Dame, I think your chances of going to the ACC championship go down drastically.
Well, Pete, you brought up Notre Dame's breaking in a new quarterback, but then I'm thinking, when was the last time Notre Dame had a really good quarterback?
That's actually a good point.
Really good Brody Quinn. I mean, when was the last time they had a quarterback that you're like, man, that guy can get it done?
Did you say Brody Quinn
or Brady Quinn? What's his name?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it has Sam.
You don't say stupid shit. Come on.
I say stupid shit every time I open my mouth. But they had Sam Hartman. How'd that work out?
Well, they take ACC quarterbacks and make them suck. That's what Notre Dame's done for the past 3 or 4 years.
So if you take a great quarterback and make them suck, what does it take when you have an average quarterback that nobody knows about? What does that turn into?
It ain't good, probably. It ain't good.
It ain't good.
Big dang.
Yeah, I like Miami too. I think Notre Dame, they're going to take a step back. And Lou mentioned the Aggies. I think the Aggies are going to be improved under Elko in year 2. So,
yeah, I like Elko.
Yeah, Notre Dame, they really have to win this game.
Who is it more important for Notre Dame or Miami?
Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame for sure.
Yeah, it's like Lou said, Miami can go out there and just get absolutely curb stomped and drug, all around South Beach, and it's not going to make a damn bit of difference. They can still, sit there with Clemson at the end of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot about SMU too. I throw them in there as a fork in the wheel against Miami's chances to play Clemson in the ACC championship.
The thing with SMU, it's kind of a Indiana situation. Last year, they didn't play anybody in the top 5 or whatever. See, this year they play them all. So I don't know. I don't know if SMU can get back. But Louisville, boy, the ACC, man, these Friday night games, boy, good luck. Yeah. I mean, y'all play Florida State at home, and then you got to play Louisville on a Friday night on a short week. I mean, I don't know why these conferences do that. The Big Ten's doing it now. The Pac-12 used to do it. I get it that TV is driving everything now, but holy shit, man, these conference games on Friday nights are dangerous.
I hate it.
Yeah. Well, as a college football fan, I love it just because it gives me a game to watch as long as it's not my team playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I love watching
But you just the Big Ten's doing it now. Imagine if you sat back and watched and said, "Oh, the ACC's been doing this. It's been a complete disaster. We should do that too."
Big Ten is even dumber. Yeah, that's right. That makes them even dumber. Yeah.
Well, a lot of times the ACC they do the Thursday night games too, and they'll have those Thursday night games, and those are the ones that
do that. Yep.
Yeah, nobody wants to play in that game.
They got away from that. I remember the first ever game. The trivia. This is a good trivia question here. The first ever game on the SEC network. Anybody know?
I think it's a big matchup.
It was a South Carolina home game. I don't remember who they played, but it was a South Carolina home game on a Thursday night.
Thursday.
I came across a really interesting trivia thing the other, which obviously, doing trivia at bars all the time, I have to come up with questions. And I came across one of the most interesting things. Do you know the only stadium ever to host the Rose Bowl other than the Rose Bowl? The only time it was ever hosted anywhere else, what university hosted it?
It's nowhere near there.
Duke?
No.
Was it Duke?
It was Duke.
Duke.
I read this somewhere. Steve
Yeah.
Spurrier was involved, maybe something like that.
It was Duke in 1941 because it was a fear of right after Pearl Harbor. So they moved it to the
bomb, the Rose Bowl.
No, they were scared that something would happen, so they moved it.
Too many
The
Miyagi.
Pacific.
Yep. So they moved it to Duke.
You say too many Miyagi?
Yeah, too many Miyagi sons. It was too dangerous. You got to move that to the East
Mm-hmm.
Coast. That's
They're
how they
gonna
were
go-
scared. You know, they locked up all the Japanese back then. I mean, this is
Mm-hmm.
big
They did
American
do
thing
that.
again. You know, they
Wasn't
locked,
none of them in Duke.
locked them all up.
So they had the Rose Bowl in Durham.
Yeah.
No, that was interesting.
Which I thought it was a really cool fact. I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. And it was all because of, World War II.
Yeah.
Right after
Yeah,
that.
nobody wants to bomb Duke. They're fucking harmless.
I don't know. And I think I heard you talking about this last night, Lou, or maybe it was the night before on your show. But nobody's looking at Duke. They kind of nobody thinks about Duke. Nobody ever talks about Duke. But they've put together quite a few years of a solid team. I don't know what they'll be this year. They seem to go up and down. But, we'll see what happens. But nobody ever talks about them.
Look how excited Georgia Tech man is for going 7-5 in year 3 or something, and then look at Diaz in year 1 at Duke, 9-3. Is that what he went?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I guess. Duke
I wish
did.
Miami had just kept Manny Diaz as the defensive coordinator.
I hope the Miami man has to sit on his couch and watch Manny Diaz in the playoffs while they're
Oh, my
preparing
God.
for the Gorilla Bowl.
Damn.
That would be hilarious.
But I agree with you. It would be hilarious after watching all the the meltdown with. And see, I wasn't a Manny Diaz fan as a head coach. He was more like a team mom or something. He treated all the players. That's how he treated it. He was like all the players were his buddies, and he wasn't like a strict coach. I don't know. I didn't like it. He was like a team mom, not a coach. I wish they'd have just kept him as a defensive
Jeff
coordinator.
Collins.
Yeah, well, sometimes coaches do learn and grow and evolve. I mean, I'm not saying he's a way better coach now than he was at Miami. I mean, we'll never know. I don't know, but could be learn some valuable lessons there. And the thing with Miami, keeping him or not, they didn't really want to fire him. Like, he didn't do bad enough to get fired necessarily. It's just they wanted Cristobal so bad, it really didn't matter. Like, they were going to get rid of him no matter. They weren't going to say no to if they could get Cristobal, they would have got rid of anybody to get Cristobal.
Yeah.
The
agreed.
fact that we had a Cuban coach that couldn't speak Spanish, I mean, it was just wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all fire him on the recruiting trail too?
What?
I
He
don't
was out
remember exactly
recruiting
how
and then
it
he
went
was
down.
notified.
Well, he's not Cuban. He's American. I mean, but maybe Trump might have said something different. I don't know.
It was like overnight. when
Not Manny. Leave Manny alone.
Oh my God! So Lou, who do you see going to the top 4? What do you think? Georgia? You think Georgia's going to make it?
I'm picking Georgia to win the SEC. I don't normally do that. Part of the reason I don't normally do it is because I don't think they're going to do it in a given year. The other thing is because everybody knows I'm a Georgia fan, it's just hard for me to pick Georgia. But
Right, everybody calls you a homer.
after
if you
what
do.
I
right.
saw Kirby Smart and that coaching staff do with that team last year, I can't pick against him to win it again this year. I can't. I mean, there's a lot of questions on Georgia's team, and they could go 8-4. But I don't care what anybody has to say about Georgia. Kirby's worth 2 wins a year.
Now, do you think he's going to be like a Nick Saban and just basically be there forever? I mean,
There's no Nick Saban. No, there's no.
Well, no. I don't mean as far as just staying there.
Nick Saban didn't stay anywhere. All he did was move around.
Well, at Alabama, you know what I'm saying? Like just that long stretch of time. Do you see Kirby Smart ever taking another job? I don't see it.
No, Saban was at Bama for 15 years. I could see Kirby being at Georgia for that long. Hell, this is his 10th year.
How old is he?
Younger than me, 42.
Wow.
45, something like that. He's younger than I am. I'm 47. He's younger than me.
That's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
It is hard. I mean, look at us. Look at us. We're in our prime, Lou. Look at
I
us.
don't think he has any interest in going to the NFL. That's number one. And number two, he is from Georgia, played at Georgia, coached at Georgia 20 years ago as a grad assistant. Like, I don't know where Georgia's got everything that any other. It's not like Georgia would be a stepping stool to. I don't know where he would go in college it seems to me like he's just going to coach there until he doesn't want to coach anymore. And maybe
it would make no sense for him to leave. I mean, the Nick Saban comparison is kind of unfair because Nick Saban tried to do the experiment where he went to the NFL between that. So it's not like Nick Saban jumped straight from LSU to Alabama. That would have been a weird move. He went to the NFL, failed miserably, and then went to Alabama.
Come on.
I mean, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, any of the top 5 or 10 programs in the country right now, if their coach left there voluntarily, it would be a stupid move unless it was just an insane amount of money that nobody could match.
Yeah, and the thing with the money is that the highest paid coaches in college football make more than the average head coach in the NFL. Now, the benefit of jumping from college to the NFL, and this is why you see a lot of low-level coaches making this move, position coaches, strength and conditioning people, is because you have an actual offseason in the NFL. In other words, you work way less amount of time as a coach in the NFL because of the collective bargaining agreement. There's certain dead periods that are actual dead periods. You're not allowed to do anything. Like, you have to sit home and do nothing or go on vacation with your wife or something. College, you don't have that. I mean, these guys work 330 days a year. I mean, they might be off for a total of 30 days a year. And McKirby loves it. I mean, is
he the highest paid?
Yeah.
And what is that? Was he about $8 million or something like that?
No, it's like $13 million or something.
I think he's at 11 something now, with it scheduled to go up to $13 million a year by the end of the current.
Yeah. Dabo makes $11.5 million a year, so he's got to be more than that.
Might be 12.
Yeah, there's a handful of coaches that if you took their salary compared to the NFL, they'd be top 10 in the NFL as far as salary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kirby's 49, by the way.
49. Oh, so he's older than me.
Yeah, he December 23rd, 1975.
Okay, yeah,
it's got me by.
Hey, he's even older than me. I like it.
We can all feel better now.
I like it. Yeah, he makes $11 million more than me.
You know, I don't see him being a Paterno, a Bowden, a Saban coach until he's 80. But if he's 49, I mean, can't we all see him coaching another 10 years? I mean, 60.
Yeah.
You want a coach in their 40s right now with the way college football is, for sure. I mean, you want a younger coach, and he's a younger guy. I mean, I don't, what would you say the average age of coaches is? Probably 50 something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
I'm coach in his 50s and 40s though, but I mean, at least that means they have experience. I mean, I guess you could have experience being a loser too. I mean,
But if you're looking at 10 years and that equals $130 million, how do you walk away from that?
That don't count as endorsements either.
Well, I know, but just you're looking at that $130 million over the next 10 years. Yeah, he's going to be there, I think.
Yeah, the only thing that would make sense is for him to go to the NFL, but I don't like that he wouldn't do that. But because there's a track record of failure there.
Outlier. He loves the recruiting and the development and the coaching, and you don't get that in the NFL. There's very little player development in the NFL. The NFL is all about scheme.
Yeah, there's certain guys out there that you can see will make like Lincoln Riley, for example. Like, I could see him going to the NFL.
Me too.
Yes.
But there's certain coaches out there that just aren't. Like, I've been hearing this for years about Dabo Swinney. Oh, he's going to end up in the NFL. You know, college has passed him by. Dabo Swinney has no interest in coaching in the NFL. I don't care what he said 7 years ago about the NIL. You know, if we start treating this like the NFL, I'll just have to go there. Then everybody latched onto that, like Dabo Swinney's going to the NFL. No, he's not. Dabo Swinney loves being the king at Clemson and bossing around 18-year-olds. There's no chance in hell that he's going to the NFL.
See, there's a lot of Kirby's like you can't yell at somebody that makes more money than you. You can't.
Right.
So,
and that's where Nick Saban, that's where he failed.
Kirby can yell at his kids. You're not going to the NFL and yelling at Patrick Mahomes. It's not happening.
Well, these great coaches like Saban and Kirby and all, you know, their favorite part of coaching isn't even really the games. It's, you know, the coaching and teaching and yelling at somebody for fucking up a dig route in practice. You know, that's what they love.
Sure. Well, look, Eric Singleton Jr. goes to Auburn. He's probably making more than their OC right now. Like, how do you manage that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought Nick Saban, and of all the places he went to, Miami, And then he's in there, and he tried to boss the people around like he would the college kids. And I think they basically told him to kick rocks, and he didn't like that, so he went back to college.
Yeah.
Well, that's not accurate at all, but go ahead.
Well, and he wanted certain players, and he didn't have control over that in the NFL. He wasn't the GM. They had a GM. Like who did he wanted? Drew Brees. Remember? Isn't that what it was? He wanted Drew Brees. Dolphins told him no. We're not
he failed their medical, so yeah.
Yeah, he said if I would have been able to draft Drew Brees, I'd still be in the NFL. I wouldn't be at Alabama, which is, ridiculous to say, but he did say it.
Well, you look what he took. Miami was a 4-win team when he took them over. Yeah. He went 9-7 his first year and 7-9 his second year with quarterbacks Cleo Lemon and Joey Harrington, and he beat the Patriots twice. So he wasn't like they were horrible, but
No, and can we talk too about why this is so dumb? Bill Belichick says they're the 33rd NFL team when there's nothing in common with it. Like, you can just pack talent in college. You can't do that in the NFL. There's one period to acquire talent in the NFL. It's all year in college. Like, I don't know if Lou, I've heard you talk about it. Maybe we talk about it on College Football Weekly, but I think that's a lot of cope on his part.
It's not even the same job. NFL head coach and college head coach is not even remotely. It's like comparing a bank teller to the guy that takes your order at Arby's. One has nothing to do with the other. Zero.
Yeah.
In college, you could win the national championship. The very next morning, you're on a plane to some middle of nowhere high school in South Carolina recruiting a player.
Well, not just that. And you can then have five stars in your next recruiting class after you win the national title. If you win the Super Bowl, you draft last, right? It's totally different.
A lot of times, don't teams a lot of times just go on ahead and lose at the end just so they can have a better draft pick?
Yeah, tanking.
Yeah,
right.
No team ever admits it, but it's pretty obvious in some years. Like this team's 2-12 and they're sitting their starting quarterback. Like, what are they doing?
Right, exactly.
Bill Belichick's mind is clouded by 26-year-old pussy. Let's just all go ahead and get that out there.
Yeah.
Is that what Florida State thought they were doing? Were they tanking for better recruits? They just didn't understand the system.
They turned out they just weren't any good, I think.
Boy, Mrs. Peete makes a good point. Bill Belichick. Can we talk about Bill Belichick's real leader, his girlfriend? That's one just weird situation right there.
It's sad because she's going to end up with all his money within the next few years. Like, and this guy, like, we're making fun of him now. Greatest NFL coach of all time are in that scenario. And now, like, this is kind of going to be what he's remembered for, probably, because it's the most recent thing. It's no good.
Yeah, that's creepy.
They're going to be bad this year.
Yeah, that's really creepy when you see these people like that, and they have that young. I don't know, that whole thing. It's like if you weren't rich, it didn't have that kind of money. Everybody knows it. And I guess he just like
she don't love you. She does not love you.
No, she's not sitting there going, "Oh, let me go cuddle up to your wrinkly old ass," and all this. And she's just.
He's 5 years removed from being on the Epstein list.
Maybe that's why he's doing this, to like draw attention to something, and no one's talking about that. Who knows?
No, I don't think so. We all know why he's doing it. We've all seen the girl.
Just the fact that he's letting her. We've talked about this on the ACC show. Like, just usually when you have a sugar daddy and a sugar baby, that's especially one like in a position of power like Bill Belichick, they don't let it interfere with their work.
Right.
They don't let it ruin their reputation. They don't, they keep it separate. But he's not.
Now, is she still out there running around the field and stuff, or do they put it into that?
I don't think you're going to rein her in, no matter what you try to do. But
they said that so there was a rumor started that they banned her from whatever, but they
went back on it.
Statement. They came out with a statement saying no, she's not banned. She's welcome here. So
yeah, and he's going to be in the. How the so they all do the post game press conferences or whatever. Well, so far, like all the interviews and shit that Bill Belichick does, she's like always there. Like, she might not be directly on camera, but she's like just off, and she's interjected herself a couple of times. No, he's not answering that kind of thing. You think she's going to be in the room for the post game press conferences?
100%. Yeah, she's going to be in the room. Yeah. She's in every other one. And look,
I really hope she is.
Well, if there's anything, they're not going to ask him about it because if there's anything I learned watching the freaking, I used to watch the, I know Rec Talk did too, the Jeff Collins interviews when he was DC there. They did not ask hard questions.
Well, they'll get banned from the
Yeah.
So.
The Notre Dame guy, Pete, that you turned us all on to, what's his name? John something?
Always Irish?
Yeah, always Irish.
I don't feel well.
I love that guy.
He had an opportunity to do that, and maybe he's doing it. I don't know, but anyway, I happened to catch a show where he was talking about it, being in the room, being given a press pass to be in the post game press conferences, and how hard it is to get one of this and that. And he straight came out and said it. He was like, "There are just certain things you cannot ask about or mention or." Asking the same questions. Or, in other words, you ask a question, they dodge the answer, and no, you didn't answer that. Can we go back to that's it. That'll be the last time you're ever in there.
Yeah.
Because I get mad too. I get mad at a lot of these Georgia beat people because I'm like, why won't they ask what blah 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 whatever it is? Well, that'll be the last time they're ever in there. And they're paying their bill. I mean, that's their livelihood. It sucks because you see the whole freedom of the press deal, but like. It doesn't apply in there, That's a reality. You know what? That's why they do not like people like us.
Yeah.
Because
we don't have to follow those rules. We can say whatever the fuck we want. Are they going to ban me from YouTube?
Right.
No.
Not unless you're Kangaroo Black.
Well, yeah.
Damn.
How does he get 2 channels stolen in a week? How does that even happen?
Something happened that YouTube is paying attention to him.
What did they do to KB? What the hell?
He said that his channel got hacked. Someone took over his channel somehow, gained access to it, and deleted it. So he started a new channel, and then like 2 days later, the same thing happened to that one. I don't know what.
That's crazy.
So I don't know what's going on.
Well, evidently, Sports Talk Jay talked to him, and I talked to Sports Talk Jay on the phone yesterday for that thing. And evidently, when he tried to upload his old videos. See, I'm almost wondering if his first channel got banned and that guy did something that hacked it to get it banned, because when he tried to upload his old videos, I think then YouTube said you're ban evading. Don't quote me on that.
That is against YouTube policy, and they can block your IP address if they catch you doing that multiple times.
Right. I don't know for sure, but that's what it sounded like from what Jay said.
Yeah, that's bad there.
Jay Shipe said
Yeah,
KB had Roll Tide as his passwords on everything. That sucks. He was just starting to get really, really big last year. I like Kangaroo.
Well, he was big. I mean, I don't like it's not my business what he makes, but that's a lot of money that's been taken out of his pocket over that. Like, that's awful.
Yeah.
So he got, what did he get, like a strike, and then he went live anyway or something like that on a different channel?
No, I don't know exactly what he says. His channel got hacked and taken over, and whoever did it deleted his channel. That's the story I was told. So there are different ways that could happen. It could have been a phishing scheme through email.
I got you.
I don't know if when you go into like your YouTube settings and shit, you can give other people access to your channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Different levels of access too. Managing mods and all that kind of stuff, but you have an administrator of your channel. You can basically have someone that has total access and control of your channel if you choose to do that.
Right.
I don't know if that's what he did, thinking, I don't know if it was like someone scanned him, hey, we're going to business partner, we're going to do this and this for you, but we need access to you. I don't know, making all this up. I'm not saying this is what happened, but it's what could have happened. And so you say, okay, and you go in and you give that person access to your channel. Well, once they're in there, they can do whatever they want. They can upload videos, they can delete videos.
Right. Well, yeah, 100%.
They can do anything you can do. And maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But it's weird that it happened twice in a row.
Yeah.
Two different channels of his. That's what's strange, because you'd say, well, you learned your lesson there, painful lesson, but surely you're not going to give somebody else access to your new channel.
So he lost his second. I watched his second channel the other day and subscribed to it because after I heard about what happened, that's gone too.
That's gone. Got taken.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, it's me speculating. Here's what can happen, and this has happened to me, where I'm sure you all get advertisers reaching out, hey, this, that, and the other. Here's a file that has the contract in it. Well, you can make a script look like a PDF. You can swap the icon on it, and if you click that, it's going to run code on your machine, and then they basically have access to your machine.
Yeah.
So that could happen too.
I showed to the lady. It was it looks like an email from YouTube, and it's like, we need you to watch this video about DCMA copyright takedowns. Click the blah blah blah, but the box was blank, and I'm like, something didn't look right about that.
Yeah.
I didn't click it. So then I went and Googled like the exact text of the email I got, and it's a phishing scam.
I don't click any link.
I don't
any link that gets sent to me, unless it's like a link. Like if you any of you on the panel, if you emailed me and sent me a link, and I look at it and I know your email, I would click on it. Any kind of link that comes, I don't care if it says it's from YouTube or I don't ever click anything because I get them all the time too. You get them in there.
If YouTube wants to communicate with you, they do it through the YouTube Studio app. So I don't click on anything either.
Yeah,
but it's easy to do.
I signed a thing with a guy that he's basically like my agent now, and so I don't deal with any of that shit anymore. So if I get any type of email like that, I forward it to him. His email address is listed in my description now, so I don't even get a lot of that shit anymore. He gets it, and if he clicks on something and something runs on his computer, he doesn't have access to my channels, or there'd be no way anything could happen. But it's you never know.
Yeah, and that's smart. I mean, you've built a hell of a channel. Yeah, you can't just have it. You can't have that happen to you. That would be fucking horrible.
No, it's a nightmare scenario. And then there's no help on the back end. You're just out of luck. I mean, YouTube doesn't give a shit. I'm not even a blip on their radar overall. Now, like you said, to me, that my channel's a huge deal, and I support myself and my family with this channel. If my channel goes away, how much money is YouTube losing? Right, in comparison to everything.
Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket for what YouTube has.
Yeah, I can't even get an email return from YouTube. I mean, it's so if something happens, you're just out of luck. I mean, there's no recourse. There's nothing. There's no human resources you can go to.
You can kind of talk to somebody on Twitter, but they'll just basically send you the same. I mean, they'll respond, but they'll just send you the same link. I mean, because remember, I had a problem.
That's
with
not even
it
a
for
person.
year.
That's an automatic bot response.
No, you can actually. I actually communicated with people, but then they'll be like, "Well, all I can refer you to is that, and like blah blah blah," and they're like, "Just read the terms of service," and you're like, "Well, that doesn't help me." I mean, remember at one point I just deleted damn near everything off of my channel, and that was the only way I could get remonetized was just deleting everything and just saying. Okay,
well, I got
start over.
one time for advertising a gambling company that YouTube told me was not a approved gambling partner, and I said, "Oh, okay. Well, where's the list of approved gambling partners? Because I get offers all the time from all these gambling companies." I said, "Where's the list of approved gambling partners?" Well, there's not one. Right. So what do you mean there's not a list? Well, then how do I know if I get a sponsorship offer from a gambling company? How do I know if they're YouTube approved or not?
That's so bad because there's streamers that will stream scam casinos online. That's all they do, and somehow that's fine.
Yeah,
and I don't get it.
Didn't you get banned for like a week for that, Lou? Something like that.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah,
right at the beginning of college football season. I remember that. It was like, God damn, like of all the times to do it, they did it right then.
So I lost a week because of that, and then I lost almost 14 days because of that hurricane. And that's losing 3 weeks in a 15-week season is a huge fucking deal.
Yeah,
financially.
Huge.
Yeah,
speaking of that,
Uncle Lou was down so bad for the hurricane, he had to do shows in here.
I know he was actually like there at Pete's house. Talk about down bad. That's like down bad worse than Nate.
I got to pick up Pete's walking stick and do a video in there.
Now, speaking of like the money thing and all that jazz, everybody make sure Nightbot is dropping these links in here. Everybody make sure you go over there and sub up the Pete podcast channel. Because it's damn near at that 500. That 500.
Speaking of getting shut down by you, VicTube got my channel shut down for a week, like Lou was just talking about, because he read some news. I used to do this news segment on my midday show on my main channel, and I let him read this news article where it was talking about the vaccine giving What micro?
Yeah, you don't have to tell the story here, Pete. I appreciate that.
Let's get another one, man.
I appreciate that, but I've had enough trouble with YouTube.
Medical disinformation because Vic too read an article about microchips in the vaccine.
Can
I remember that.
Can I tell you why that's so crazy? You got in trouble for that. When I first started streaming, you know how people will try and get you on StreamYard, and I was letting people pump video over StreamYard. I literally had a prolapse pulsating butthole on my stream. Nothing happened to me after that. I mean, I deleted the stream, but nothing. You read a news article, you get in trouble. Yeah. It's like dealing with the NCAA, isn't it? YouTube.
Speaking of things like that, where the hell's Edward?
Rumble.
Oh my God.
Somebody's asking if don't I have a backup channel? I do, but I mean I've got 75,000 subs. My backup channel has 10,000. So you're taking a 90%.
Yeah, it's funny because I moved the midday show from my main channel to I created a new channel, the Pete Podcast channel, because I was worried about losing money on the midday show. Turns out I haven't made a single goddamn dollar since then either. So fuck it.
Right. Well, like I was saying earlier, Nightbot keeps dropping that midday show link. Y'all make sure you sub that up. Sub up Pete's podcast channel. Get that thing. And last time I looked, you were like 40 away or something like that from.
I don't know. It's like 460. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody make sure you sub up that channel. Get Pete's podcast channel to 500 subscribers. I mean, come on. There's enough people in it right now. If you're not sub to it, sub it up. Come on. That'd be cool. I mean, because now, you remember back in the day with YouTube, you had to have 1,000 to 4,000 watch hours, and they made it so much harder. Now people go, it's 500, and it's so easy.
2,000, or I think they cut it in half, didn't they?
I think it's 3,000. Okay. I'm not even exactly sure, but
could you get Edward on the midday show, Pete? He emails me sporadically.
I'm not even sure Edward's still alive.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he is.
I've got a theory that Edward he's probably worth like millions of dollars, because he's sat there. No, he is. He's got his parents are the old.
His parents might be. I don't know about him.
No, damn well he's been working at Publix for what, like 40 years or something, 35 years, and I guarantee he's got stock in that company. Damn well every paycheck that he's ever gotten, I guarantee his parents have put in, like, for him. For down the road, they've probably put him into some kind of funds, some kind of things like that. He's probably worth a couple $1 million.
He can't afford a decent trash can.
I know, because they don't give him no money. He just lives in the basement of this house.
Is he in a conservatorship? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that would be great if he was like worth 5.7 million. That would be great.
I guarantee he is.
5.7. That's very specific.
Yeah, I know, that was specific.
Did he tell you that? Yeah, are you his accountant?
We're texting right now. Actually, he's listening.
Gotcha.
I do miss the Edward streams. Those were fun though. I mean, just the trolling in there.
God. Oh my God, it's the most entertained I've ever been on YouTube watching this stream.
And then that thing where I remember telling y'all that. What was that girl's name? I think I told y'all this story not too long ago. And I actually called LW like in the middle of the night. I'm like, dude, are you awake? You got to watch this. Who were those people?
Or something.
The guy and his. The guy and his wife that would always come on there and just sit on the couch, those pig people.
Oh, the married couple, yeah.
Those pig people.
Yeah. He had Wendy the Retard as a regular on there.
Yeah, from the Howard Stern show.
Real one from the Howard Stern show.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
That's the type of people he was collecting over there. That channel was a gold mine.
Well, I told you the thing where I came across some random stream. I had to work late, and I came in here, and it was like 2:30 in the morning, Chinese dentist. And I came in here and I'm like, let me just sit down. I'm going to have a beer before I go to bed. It's late, and I tuned in and I was just, sometimes I'll randomly look for lives just to see what's going on in these places. And I came across them like, what were their names? Ashley, there you go, Battle Angel. Ashley, it was Ashley, and I forget the guy's name, but she was calling the cops on him. He was like live on YouTube. Here they are and they're fighting. Apparently he was picking up these like messaging and sending pictures back and forth with like young boys on Instagram, and she found out, and the cops and people in the thing were like doxing and calling the cops on him, and the next thing you know, he's threatening to like Bam Bam are in the thing, and he's like, I'm not going out like this, and he's got like a knife up to it. It was in fucking insanity, and I'm like, oh my god,
Holy shit!
This is going on live on YouTube, and I'm like, I know these people. That's from Edward's show.
I mean, Edward was an absolute staple on the Lunch Money Show. I mean, there were some great segments on the Lunch Money Show with Edward, but it just got too much. I mean, he was a liability for. I mean, the show was on Lou's channel. He became a liability for Lou, so we just had to cut him off, unfortunately. But yeah, he was
that was libelous.
Yeah. Didn't he pull out like his collection of VHS videotapes and
he
just show them on the screen of the
old school VHS porn covers?
Yeah.
Over with a big hairy gash on it. I'm like, Edward, no, buddy.
He's like, and I got this one. Like, oh my god, I've never understood people that have those huge collections. I mean, I've got one and I still don't even know how it ends.
Box of porn.
Yeah. Can't get through.
Foles never made it past the first 3 minutes.
Right, I know. It's like, I'm sitting there watching The Devil and Miss Jones, and every time the Saran wrap comes out, it's that's just it right there. Jim and Ashley, yes, Bulldog JC, Jim and Ashley.
That's who it was, yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to off himself live on a panel one night. It was pretty intense.
He had something on there. I don't know what it. I think it was a guy. But he would do the karaoke. He was really weird. Very.
You talking about like the Minnie Manson guy or whatever?
Minnie Manson.
Right.
Like, what in the world? Where's Edward finding these people?
My favorite was when around the first. It was around when we first started getting introduced to Edward. It was when he, the beginning of his channel, and it was the Lunch Money Show, and Lou, you discovered it, and you were going through one of his streams. You're like, who is this guy? It was somebody we had never seen before. He's like, oh yeah, that's Dumpster Rick.
Yeah,
Dumpster Rick.
Yeah, and like you're the weirdo because you don't.
Yeah.
Rick is. How do you don't know Dumpster Rick?
Dumpster Rick. Yeah.
Well, the best thing about that Traveling Fools was, that he had the knife out and stuff like that, and they were calling the cops, blah blah blah. And he was like, "What? If these cops show up, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it." And whatever bumfucked town they were in, the cops show up, and then he goes off camera and he goes out there to talk to the cops. Everybody's wondering what's going to happen, and he comes back all relaxed and he sits down and he's like, "Oh no, that cop was my cousin, so we're good."
No, don't tell Sloan.
That whole collection of people was like if the Garbage Pail Kids had a YouTube channel.
Right.
Yes.
Dumpster Rick.
Dumpster Rick.
It's a great name.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Mike Saha.
He was a staple on Edward's streams. And he recorded, or he streamed from like what looked like a mental institution. Like it was all white.
Yeah, that was his apartment.
And he used to stab that punching dummy with a.
Oh, he still does that.
Yeah. Remember when he was like threatening that he was going to come to come and off everybody and all this stuff, and he was like some secret spy. That guy's insane.
He was MI6 or something. Yeah.
You remember the Ziploc bag that he had stapled to his ceiling, and we kept trying to figure out what it was that was in that bag? It was some kind of liquid, and it was stapled to his ceiling.
Yeah.
And it was just a Ziploc bag with this unknown liquid in it, and he would never tell anybody what it was.
I'm pretty sure it was something to keep the CIA from spying on him or something. I don't know.
Yeah. He would always be like, "I'm a wanted person.
Yes.
I am a wanted person. They are spying on me. I am Mike Sod." And remember, I made that troll page. Remember we started trolling him. I made that one with his girlfriend. It was like in there in the chat, we would all troll him. That was freaking hilarious.
Well, like the title of every one of his live streams is something targeted individual. I'm a targeted individual, so I can't. YouTube's fucking throttling me because I'm a targeted individual.
Yeah, shadow banning.
No one's targeting you. You're not a targeted what are you talking about? No one even knows. YouTube doesn't even know you exist. What are you talking about?
And he's streaming on YouTube. Like if you're some huge target, how are you able to do this?
Yeah. I'm like,
is he still streaming?
You know what? I haven't seen one of his streams in a long time, but I still subscribe to him and get notifications at like 3:00 in the morning. Every time I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, Mike Saha was live last night. So he's still, I don't know what he's doing over there, but he's still doing something.
The last thing I saw from Mike Saha was a premiere. So it wasn't a live, but it was a premiere. And the premiere was the recording of a live that he did on Rumble. Because it literally said Rumble in the corner.
Yeah, that's what Edward does.
Watching it on YouTube as a
same thing as Edward.
So it's like he live streamed on Rumble and recorded it while he was live streaming, and then premiered that recording on YouTube. And I'm like,
I can't remember who it was. Somebody told me last week that Mike Saha has all of his comments turned off, so you can't. If he does these live streams like for 8 hours a day, but you can't comment because that.
I haven't been able to comment on his channel since ever. I mean, he banned me immediately.
He snuffed you out, huh?
He bans everybody. That's the thing. Like, you say one thing, he bans you. And that's
he's an absolute weirdo.
I mean, you can't troll channels like that in the comments. There's just no point in watching.
No. That's why we got in the game.
I think like a funny thing is I think a lot of people, like when you first came on, Lou, what people don't understand is we're all actually friends. And you run into a lot of problems with like smack talking on YouTube, and I found this to be pretty bad because I like to talk shit and I like to tease people and I like to have fun, but people can't take it. And the next thing they think you're like seriously, like they take you serious, and then they get offended and then they get butthurt. And it's like, I'm just joking. I mean, if you can't take a joke, you shouldn't be on a platform like this.
That happened to me with my uncle.
Oh no! Here we go. This is therapy session.
I'm used to messing with people on here, but he's a piece of shit. Honestly, he's like the worst. He's like the worst.
Your family, man.
This you'll understand what I mean in a second. He's the worst freaking type of football fan.
Georgia fan?
He was a Georgia Tech fan growing up. Obviously, our whole family is Georgia Tech fans. He can't take losing anymore and switches to become a Georgia fan. He raises his kids to be Georgia fans, stuff like that. It's sickening.
So he's a winner.
And he teases me every time. Every time Georgia Tech loses, he makes fun of me now, and Georgia wins. So I texted him at the Alabama game last year. Georgia loses 3 times in the past 3 years. And I texted him once to freaking tease him about it, and he totally crashed out on me. He's like, "That's why your house looks like shit. It's a piece of shit." I'm like, whoa, he's going personal.
He went in on you, man.
He's going personal on me.
People can't take a joke. And, I grew up, I've got 5 brothers and, a sister too, but, we just tease the hell out of her. She ain't no good at teasing. But, I mean, we tease the shit. When I grew up playing sports, and, I mean, everybody tease the hell out of everybody. If I don't like you, I'm not teasing you. I'll just tell you to go play a game of hide and go fuck yourself if I don't like you. But if I like you, I'm going to fuck with you and tease you and have fun. I mean, that's just how we grew up. But a lot of people don't get it. They're so sensitive.
My dad talked shit to me the whole time growing up. Yeah. He'd be like, "You know why you do that stupid shit?" I said, "No." He goes, "I didn't think so." And he just walked off. This is how it is.
Like my mom was the worst about teasing us growing up. My mom gave us hell. She teased the ever-living shit out of us. And, that's just how we grew up.
Well, people take themselves too serious.
When my daughter was born, obviously I got about 100 texts. I got more texts when Vanderbilt beat Alabama last year than I did when my daughter was born. Just everybody I know. People I don't even know, I think, texted me talking shit.
Y'all wouldn't even know me if it weren't for. I mean, the whole thing that attracted me to doing YouTube was shit talking. I mean,
exactly.
That I wouldn't even be here.
If we're just buttoned up, guys. Here's the stats on the game.
Some people just can't take it.
No, I like it, and sometimes it's fun to tease those people that can't take it.
Speaking of people that can't take a joke, is LW the one that was going to do that show with TK, or is that somebody else?
I think that was somebody else.
Yeah, it was Baker.
Is that who she made the apology video to? Who is that guy?
Baker. That was Baker, not LW.
Oh,
it's a good time for me to go get a drink. I'll be right back.
I did watch that apology video. I didn't know who she was talking about.
No, Baker's awesome. He's super cool. I like Baker. Big shout out to Baker.
Baker's here in the chat. Baker, can you join the panel, bud?
Yeah, I can.
He says, God damn it.
Does someone need to hop off?
No. We got plenty of room. I just lie to people and tell them I only have 6 spots most of the time, just because.
You told me that last time.
I want to know what
not you.
About the apology.
Damn.
No, you know how it is. Like, I can't stand like these open panels anymore, where it's just like all these people come on and they all talk
Like
at the
this
same
one?
time, and then you get people with bad audio, and this person's echoing, and this is going on. Oh my God!
All right, tell me how much more you hate the midday show. I got you.
The midday show, that's everything wrong with live show.
That's true.
I like the midday show.
I do too. I wish I could be on it more now, but I can't.
I know I have trouble like tuning in. I'm always like, doing stuff during the day. I listen a lot, but I don't even comment, because sometimes if you comment, then you have people that say, hey, and like if I'm working, I like, yo, and then next thing you know, this person's commenting, this person's going, hey, TF, hey, blah, blah, blah. Then I feel bad if I don't, and then you worry about like, oh, that person's going to think you didn't comment back. And it's like, no, I'm running a saw over here. I'm just not watching the comments. I'm listening to the show.
Crispy Treat says she didn't even know you had a midday show. That's exactly what we're talking about. Go sub.
Yeah, sub up to Pete's midday show. It's actually a really good show.
If I listened to the midday show and I wasn't the host, I wouldn't comment either.
I like going on there. It's actually fun. I like when you rage quit though. That's always the best.
I only rage quit because of YouTube, not me.
I know that happened not too long ago. I actually joined one. I finally get to be on one, and next thing you know, we're all talking and Pete can't hear any of us, but we can all hear each other and everything's going good. And he's like, he can't hear anything that any of us are saying. So it was pretty cool.
To be expected.
So do we have, now that I got everybody here, I'm assuming Sea-Dog Rec Talk, you're going to be in Nashville. LW is going to be in Nashville. I think there's going to be a lot of people in Nashville this year.
Well, it's close for most people, I would think, right? I mean, that's the reason y'all picked it.
Dave Brown, the Bourbon Hunter, is going to be in Nashville.
You going to see that?
Yeah. I'll have a newborn, but
That's what I know. I've been there too. I know sometimes.
he's going to be born in November, so it'll be
I hope you go and bring
and bring him. Yeah, I want to. We actually have family that live in my wife's stepmom and sister live up there in Nashville. They live in it's pretty cool. They live in her stepmom's dating this music producer in Nashville, and they have a mansion in the woods, and he's got a recording studio there.
Oh wow,
so it's pretty sick.
So you're saying we can all stay there?
Yeah, we can all record a song together.
Sea-Dog, I did want to ask you this live. I've been thinking about this a while. If I make you the godfather of my child, will you make me the godfather of your soon-to-be born?
Listen, you know me well enough to know that sounds like some Italian bullshit, and I don't
Italian
know how I freaking feel.
He hates Italians. I don't know why. He hates
Italian food. That sounds like a decision Sea-Dog's not allowed to make.
Of course he is. Of course he is. You're the man of the house, aren't you?
So my question though, above that, y'all can look. Y'all can go back. Y'all can go back in the back room or something like that, and be backroom people and talk about who's godfather of this and blah blah blah. But what I want to know is, have we decided on a destination, like hotel or anything like that in Nashville?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? It's a Holiday Inn, ain't it?
It's a Garden Marriott. What is it? Garden Inn? Marriott?
Garden Inn. That's it. The Hilton Garden
Hilton
Inn.
Garden Inn.
I'm gonna write this down.
Make sure now, because there's 3 Hilton Garden Inns in Nashville. It's the one that's literally called Hilton Garden Inn Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I've gone to every single Slav Olympics, so I don't plan on missing.
How many people can say that?
I can.
I can.
Yeah.
Almost all of us, except for Rick. But Rick was late to the party.
He
I
was
was late. I missed one after too. So
I'll never forget that first one. I mean, that was awesome. I remember, like, I would call in Pete's show. I'd call him these different things. Y'all started talking about doing that, you know, and I'd always watched Lou. I'd watched your stuff forever. I didn't even know that you could comment on YouTube or watch lives. I would always just watch replays. But, you know, it was during the plague, so it was like, oh, well, what is this YouTube thing? And I started listening, you know, and doing the stuff. And I remember it always falls on my birthday, you know. And I remember Mrs. Fools, she's like, well, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm like, well, there's this thing in Atlanta, you know, and I'm like trying to explain that, like what it was. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? And then we get there, and remember the crowd at the first one. I mean, Jesus Christ, we have upgraded, I think, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I mean, remember Chess Hall, like, you know, running down the right, doing the sit-ups and the things. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the other thing. The park was closed that we planned on doing everything. So we literally did it in the middle of the street in downtown Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cops, they shoot us off of the street. Remember, they pulled up and they're like, you can't do this here. And we're like, why not? The park's closed. Where are we supposed to do it? So they're like, well, just get on the sidewalk. So we're over there throwing, for all you who don't know, we went out on the street in downtown Atlanta to throw shoes down the street to see who could throw the shoe the furthest. Okay.
Now, mind you, all the parks were closed. We're sitting there looking at a huge park with green
grass. This is
grass.
right in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, because the plague's going on, the Kung Flu, and we can't even walk over here. The NBA All-Star game was going on, so that was like that weekend as well. But we weren't allowed to walk on the grass in this huge park. But you could go to an NBA All-Star game, or you could do anything in the world. But you couldn't go to the big open park. That was.
Yeah, don't go in the open park. Go back inside where you're stuffed in a hotel room with 15 people. Thank you.
Dumbest shit I ever saw in my life.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Driving up there, I wondered if there would be anybody there. I said, "Am I gonna get there and be the only one that like?" Because I didn't know. I mean, I'd never met anybody. I never met any of y'all ever.
Right.
And I was like, I don't.
Even our buddy Sleeta showed up to that one.
Nobody's there.
That'd be rough.
Turns out pretty much everybody that said they were going to show up showed up. And that wasn't, I mean, for the first one, there was at least 40 or 50 people. I mean, how many people do you think were 30, 40 people?
There was 30 people that competed.
There
was probably 60 or 70 people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's impressive because most of the time people say they'll come to something and they flake out on you 90% of the time.
And especially with that being the first one, you would think like there's a lot of people just going to say, okay, I'm going to sit this one out. And then if it turns out they really did it, then maybe I'll go to the next one. But like everybody came.
Yeah. I think we all have the same story. I mean, I convinced my wife to go with me, and she's like, "What are we doing? Like, what is this? We're driving to Atlanta, and you're hoping that these people are going to show up." I was like, "No, they'll be there." The first person I think I saw when I showed up was Sea-Dog. Sea-Dog standing out there. Well, of course, with Raj and Sea-Dog are standing in the parking area. I step out of my car, and I'm looking around, and they're, Pete! You know, Raj. Pete! Hey, Pete, we're going to go get something cold beer, man. You want to come down here? I'm like, what the fuck? Let me get my luggage out here first.
Yeah.
I remember we didn't get there till like 11. We got to because we booked it the night before. I was like, threw that one on the old lady. I'm like, well, this is what I want to do for my birthday. She's like, what the hell? You're going to compete in the Special Olympics? I'm like, no. You know what? Yeah, I know that's the thing, you know, and that's what always gets me about the people who take it so seriously. You know, it's like, oh, who really cares? You know what's better than winning the what's better than winning the silver medal in the Special Olympics?
Not being in it.
Right, exactly. You answered that in a better way I would have. But yes, we got there and we showed up there to the hotel that y'all were at because we had to stay at a different one because that one was booked up. And I show up and there's Pete and Slim and they're like, oh, well, we're about to go to bed. And next thing I know, it was like a fifth of liquor later, and it was like 4 a.m. We're still sitting there in the lobby hotel. That was fun.
Do you remember at the start of the Slav Olympics that morning we did the opening ceremonies thing, and we were playing the Olympics music, and Tube in his electric wheelchair was leading the charge with a lightsaber with a donut on the end, or a fake sword with a donut.
Donut on the end, yeah.
That was awesome. And then Sea Dog's always got the chicken wings. I love the thing where I've got that video of Sea Dog doing the push-ups with the chicken wing bouncing up. I got it in slow motion. It's like bouncing up and down in his face.
Yeah.
I look forward to that every year. I mean, it's that's what I do for my birthday every year, and I love it.
I can't imagine. Go ahead.
Stories from that first one. We got stuck in an elevator with Chess Hall because we had the
elevator incident. Yes.
Yeah. I also. What's his name? The Vol YouTuber. He's not a YouTuber anymore. They used to hang out with Catfish. I'm just drawing a blank here.
Carter.
Yeah, Carter. Carter had some sort of Tennessee hat that had like a Confederate flag or something on it. When he was in an elevator with a bunch of black people from the All-Star game, and they threatened to kill him
in downtown Atlanta.
Yes.
Me and BVD had a gun. Had a guy pull a gun on us.
Sounds like Atlanta. Yeah.
Anybody listening, you definitely should come to the Slav Olympics. I mean, there's always good stuff happening.
Yeah, you might almost die. Yeah.
You're definitely going to be noticed. Like when we got to the beach, what was that island? That was at your thing, Pete. And like Lou has his Pope thing on. I've got wands, and everyone just turns around. You had talked about it, Lou, and like what? I mean, can you imagine going to the beach? Like, all right, gonna have a nice day at the beach with my family, and you see a gaggle of idiots come.
What were we throwing that year? Was that the year we threw the pineapple? Oh, the potato.
Yeah, we're throwing potatoes.
And to Rec Talk's point was, we got out there and started doing that at the beach. And most people on the beach, you always set your lawn chairs up and you're facing the beach. You got your towels, everybody's facing the beach. Everybody on the beach had turned their shit around and was watching all of us morons run around and do these silly games. And like, what the? We had people coming down, people filming us, people like, what is going on?
Yeah, I think people actually asked us, like, what in the hell are y'all doing? What is this?
Lawtide and TK trying to blindfold and trying to catch the hot dog.
The hot dog?
That might be the best idea I ever had. Let me bring that up.
Now, what was it? It was a donut, right? And y'all switched it
Or
from
Lawtide.
It was Lawtide's birthday, so I was like, we got to get somebody. And first I was going to get BVD, and I was like, he's down on his luck. We don't want to do BVD.
Looking back, we did him really dirty, man.
I put that on Lawtide. Yeah.
Let me find this video.
That was all time dirty what we did to Lawtide.
Oh, it was awesome though. It was his birthday. He was pissed like there for a second. You could see it. So we switched to donut. All right, here, let me bring this up. This is absolutely hilarious. I'll wait till Lou gets back because I know.
Yeah, because he didn't know, right? He thinks it's a donut.
It was supposed to be that donut thing. TK did it first, and we realized it was like, this is a dumb event. This is going to take 4 hours. It's not going to work. Yeah. Nobody's going to be able to do this. And we were already planning on doing it to somebody, and we realized, it's Lawtide's birthday, so let's just do it to Lawtide.
Yeah, screw with him.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be an event where we hung a hot or a donut on a string and you blindfold yourself and get on your knees and see. You have to take a bite out of a donut on a string.
Like who could eat the donut the fastest on a string or something?
Who could eat the entire donut? Which nobody could do that possibly.
And what was funny was it was like impossible to find a hot dog. Where we were staying, I walked to the gas station, no hot dogs. I walked to this other little store, no hot dogs. I walked to the thing. I finally had to go to Hooters, and I'm like, I just want to order one hot dog. And I'm like, I don't want the bun. I don't want anything. I just want a hot dog. And I had to order a damn hot dog. So, yeah, we get Lawtide, and it's his birthday. So I think he might have actually, you can see he's kind of pissed there for a moment, but this was absolutely awesome.
Man,
wait for the buzzer. Put your hands behind your back. Hey, Law, get back a little bit. Oh, yeah.
This is like, you got to beat TK's time now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm deep. All right, pull the donut up a little bit.
Hold on. He had Brett with the Burger King hat on.
All right. Hold on. Wait.
You mark?
No, wait for the buzzer.
Get set.
Ready, set, go.
He ain't happy. He ain't happy.
Man,
We're lucky he didn't stand up to somebody.
Well, he probably just started swinging on people.
I know he was pissed there at the beginning. You could tell he was like, "You mother."
Well, he swung to grab it and missed it too. That probably made him a little more pissed.
Oh my God, too funny. Yeah, I had to like search the world for the damn hot dog. It was insane, but finally got one. So that was a lot of fun.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I appreciate it. And look, me, you, Pete, Lou, we all play each other this year, so it should be fun. I'm looking forward to college football. See you guys later.
Yeah, man.
All right, see you, Rick Talk. Yeah, we're about to wrap this up here too. Yeah, that's fun. The whole thing. I'm so glad college football season is here again. Though it's going to be a lot of fun this year.
Yeah.
It is.
Lou, make sure you go in there and check that shit out. Take me off your goddamn figure out who butt blocked me.
I did already.
Did you find me in there?
Yeah, you were on there. It's a miracle I found you, by the way. But you
Well, I could only imagine.
Dude, but yeah, I did. I found it and I took it off.
Cool, thanks. I know that wasn't done, but I guarantee it was somebody just you hit the phone,
It
put
could
it.
have been somebody did it by accident. I don't.
Right.
You don't even really troll that much, really. Do you?
Well, everybody knows me. Like somebody put their phone in their pocket and was going to like what I mean. You bump it.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, I was sitting there, I was doing stuff, and I picked my phone and looked back up, and it's like, your purchase has been declined on YouTube. I'm like, holy shit! I almost bought like $499 of memberships. Thank God it went to my Cash App card and not my thing because I stuck it in my pocket. I was like, holy cow! And it was like trying to charge my Cash App card for $499. I'm like, oh, so yeah, I know all about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate that. And at least now, I wondered for the longest time because I'm always in your chat. And I'm like, nobody ever talks to me in here. And everywhere else I go, everybody says, hey, and I'm like, well, what the hell's going on? And I was like, the other night I tried to send in a smart ass remark with a $5 super chat, and it wouldn't let me send a super chat. And I'm like, all right, something's wrong here. Like, if YouTube won't take your money, something's wrong.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was on there and I deleted it.
Cool. Awesome. I appreciate that. Lou, thanks so much for coming on, man. I really do appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun.
Man. Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's nice to do something different every now and then, so I do appreciate that. We're probably going to do some more college football stuff every now and then.
Yeah.
I know LW wants to do it. I know Alex and Slim. We're not doing the thing over there on Marks anymore, so I'm sure we'll put out some fun Miami content.
Oh, y'all got away from there?
Yeah. I mean, we always just did it because we like doing it together, so it's kind of like...
Well, you could have done it together on your channel.
Exactly.
Instead of doing it on somebody else's. I don't know. I mean, hey, but the whole thing was weird from the get-go.
Rec Talk volunteered me and him to do that for
Georgia
Tech.
Why
I don't know.
World? Why?
I don't know. We did it for like 3 games. So
I don't know what the benefit. I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know.
We always did it for fun, and it's
Yeah,
kind of, but it doesn't make sense. It just really doesn't make sense.
I mean, I'll go on people's shows. Anybody wouldn't ask me, but I'm not doing a show on someone else's channel. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun, but we're not doing that anymore. So we'll probably have. I know Slim and Alex. I'm sure they want to do it. Keep doing it. So we'll have some fun shows, and I kind of like it because I don't like doing a show just on Miami. Just there's only so much you can talk about. You win, you lose, you blah blah blah. I'd rather talk about all the different teams. I'd rather talk about what's going on with everybody. Not like I don't want to break down X's and O's all night long about why we won or why we lost or any of that. I just want to have fun.
Somebody needs to do. I've been saying this forever. I can't do it because I'm too wore out by the end of the day. But somebody needs to be doing like an 11 p.m. or a midnight wrap-up show on Saturday nights where you let fans come on and brag about winning or cry about losing.
Yeah, and that's probably something like what we'll do, something like that. But you got to come on. You got to come on and
Mark
brag.
Rogers does one actually, but it's like a call-in show.
He streams 24 hours a day, basically.
The thing about Mark Rogers' call-in shows is he leaves the callers on for an hour and a half. I'm like, what the world? It becomes almost like a talk show between. It's almost like a co-hosted show. Like these callers call in, each caller's on for an hour. I'm like, I don't need to. I mean, let's move on here.
Yeah, it's only so long you want to listen to Michael Hogue.
Yeah. Or honestly, if it's a call-in show, like, let's go.
Yeah, you move people through it.
I
Move people
figured
through.
this shit out a long time ago. Like, call in, rant, rave, say your 2 or 3 minute thing, hang the fuck up, next person, blah, 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 hang up, next person, blah, 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 blah.
Anybody wants to know how to do a call-in show, you go to Art Bell. And you look at Art Bell, how Art Bell did a call-in show, move people through, move people through, move people through. That's the way you do it.
You need weirdos.
Yes. And you need weirdos.
You need Octavian.
Yes. And the beauty of YouTube is there's a whole lot of fucking weirdos.
Yeah. Or like Pete's got the what happened to the Indiana guy? I mean, last year was his year to shine. Remember that Indiana guy I used to call? I mean, this guy was like boring as fuck.
Boring to you, not to me.
Yeah, but
I love that
last
guy.
year was his year. Did he? He should have been all in on the. I mean, he should.
He was. He called in pretty much every week.
Okay.
What was his name?
Was that the guy that was
Yeah,
and,
he sounded
do all
like. He sounded like what's that guy? The cartoon guy from but with Boomhauer and that.
Boomhauer.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna go never.
It sounded like Hank Hill. That's what he sounded like. I think that was his name, wasn't it? Hank Hill?
Oh, Hank
No,
Hill. Hank Hill is a
used to-
Texas fan.
Oh,
Yeah, you used to have the Hank Hill guy that would call in all the time, Pete.
Yeah, I
Now,
don't know.
Pete, you're bringing back your Wednesday night show, right?
Yeah, starting this coming Wednesday. Yeah, the return of the Lunch Money Show on Monday night with me and Uncle Lou. The return of the call-in show for Pigskin Peete every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Yeah, during the season. So look forward to that.
I miss your call-in shows, man. I used to. I mean, I would like come home and be like, come in here and be like, I'm gonna sit down and watch Pete's call-in shows. Blah blah blah. I miss that. That was so much fun.
Well, thank you. It'll be back this Wednesday, so you can indulge yourself.
Sweet.
Did you figure out getting a number again, or
No, it's just it's StreamYard.
okay?
Yeah.
Well,
So everybody can look forward to seeing Nate at 10:01.
Yeah, he's already on hold right now. He's already on hold in the back room on Pete, just waiting for Wednesday. Yeah.
Nate, I love
Pete
Nate.
leaves him in there. Nate gets on there at like 9:50. Soon as Pete starts playing the music, Nate hits the StreamYard rank at 9:50.
Well, I opened up the StreamYard. Nate's up there before I am. He's already there.
Yeah, and then Pete doesn't put him on until like 11:15. Like, well, nobody else waiting there. Oh, Nate's on.
I love Nate. Even Crispy typed that in there.
You know,
I
Nate's
love
coming
Nate.
to Vegas, don't you? Yeah.
Is he really?
Terrible idea.
Him and his dad. He's coming with his dad. So we told him. Okay. I told his mom actually on the boat. I was like, because it came out, and I was like, I'd love for Nate to go. I said, but I'm just going to be honest with you. We're extremely irresponsible out there. I don't think. I think somebody needs to come with him that is going to be responsible for Nate, because I don't. As much as I love Nate, I don't think it's a good idea for y'all to send him out there with us.
It's probably a situation where Nate would be the most responsible person.
That's sad. And that's probably true, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make it out there for one of those. You ever go, Lou, I know you like to go to the Harris things and all that. You ever go to the one in Murphy?
No, never been. Never been. It's a little further for me than it's about an hour further for me than
right. It's probably closer but further.
Yeah.
Like as the crow flies. But
right. So no, I've never been. But I follow him on Facebook, so it's getting. In the beginning, I said, "Well, I'm not going there. It's nothing compared to the one in Cherokee." But I'm on their Facebook page or whatever, and they're getting bigger and bigger all the time. They're gonna be huge here pretty soon too.
Well, I've been there a lot of times. So if y'all ever want to go there, let me know. You got I know you get free rooms or whatever, but if people don't, if y'all ever want to go there, I'll put you up.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to Cherokee next week.
Yeah, when's that?
The 27th.
Night. Yeah, just for one night. They're running a points promotion, and so we're trying to juice up our points so we get better deals when we go to Vegas in January.
Ain't no way I can make it there. But do let me know, Sea Dog, Pete, I know you're talking about Lou. Are you going to that Georgia Tech game? No?
Me?
Yeah.
I got to work.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let me know on that because I might actually ride down there and go to that. That would be fun.
Yeah, come on, man. You can sleep next to me on Direct Talk's floor. If you want to.
No, I'll go home.
We used to have a guest room, but now it's a nursery. So.
Yeah, if I go, Pete, and you need a place to stay, I got a 500 square foot suite upstairs. You're more than welcome to it.
I hope y'all are kind of buying stuff as you go. Don't wait till the end. Boy, some of that stuff gets expensive.
Yeah, we're by the way, the baby shower's coming up, so it's gonna be.
Well, that's for women.
Yes,
don't tell me you're going to be there. Are you going to be there?
Dude, if you go to a baby shower, you have lost.
What are you doing, man?
Come on, man. I'm not.
Y'all are the first I've heard. Honestly,
I've had 2 kids. A nan baby shower I've ever been to in my life.
I got to work. I would come, but I got to work.
Look, I get it. It's and probably even less y'all come because it's going to be during the season. But
let me guess.
Hey, Sea-Dog, I would come, but I'm not a woman.
I get it. I'm gonna have football in there, but I get that most y'all probably won't come because it'll be on a freaking football day.
This is disappointing.
It's disappointing, but it is what it is. Look, I'm using it as an opportunity to get my boys together, and we're gonna have wings and freaking football on. So it's nice.
You just say you're using your baby shower as an opportunity to get your boys together?
Boy, this is he down.
As opposed to not going.
Always look. Hey, you got to always be looking for an opportunity. I respect it.
Yeah, I look for any opportunity to party.
Yeah, there you go.
I love partying. So
remember when Colby said there was going to be a TV at the wedding? I guarantee his baby shower is going to start the same way.
No, there's no shot. I'm not having a freaking TV. That was like. The women started talking about doing it on a Saturday in the fall, and I'm like, gotta be football. Also, it's
Lou, have you ever been to a baby shower?
No.
Pete, have you ever been to a baby shower?
No.
LW, have you ever been to a baby shower?
No, and I've had 2, so no.
Well, I'm going. We're gonna have good food, and it's gonna be sweet.
Oh man,
I don't care. I'm gonna invite y'all anyway, even though it's okay.
I'd go out for milk before I'd go for a baby shower.
I go out for milk and not come home for 3 days.
Even though I'm telling you I'm not coming, believe me, if I don't get an invitation, I'm gonna pretend to be mad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta at least invite me. Yeah.
I'm gonna invite you all. I don't expect any of you to come, but you're definitely invited.
All right, good.
The gender reveal, I would have, but
oh
we
my
did
God,
that.
Gender reveals, Jesus Christ.
We did that at our house. Did you see my gender reveal? Did you see the video?
The wrestling match. That was pretty creative.
Yeah. My brother and my friend friggin' dressed up in those. They surprised me. They didn't tell me they were going to do that. And
now, Sea-Dog, I got to know, are we going to see like a return of the Buzzsaw this year?
Of course.
Okay, I love the Buzzsaw. That's awesome.
Of course. The Buzzsaw, yeah.
Is the Buzzsaw going to come to the Georgia Tech and Clemson game? I hope he does.
You hope to see the Buzzsaw there?
I would love to see the Buzzsaw there.
I would be disappointed if I didn't see the Buzzsaw.
Me too.
Okay, well, perhaps but not the whole
you
thing.
could turn into one of those people who gets like, on the camera every game,
the Buzzsaw.
Hey, the lady in the chat said she'll go to your thing, so make sure you send us an invitation for real, because she said she'll
All
go.
right.
Yeah, send the lady.
To the lady, okay.
And Mrs. Pete, but I won't be. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you I'm not going to go. I'm not going to that.
Okay.
I have a really good idea. So, all right, send us one too. So we're going to send all the ladies to your baby shower, and we're all going to go to the Claremont Lounge.
Not the Claremont.
Now you're talking.
We'll all go to the Claremont Lounge.
Oh my God.
I think that would be a great idea. So.
All right. Well, yeah. I'll send y'all an invite. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great.
All right, I like it. Well, guys, 7 days college football. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Everybody, are y'all ready to wrap this up? Everybody ready to go?
Yes, I got to pee so bad. I'm about to pee out of my nose.
I thought I saw your eyeballs floating. That's why I was trying to get you out of here. Lou, thanks so much for coming on, man. I really do appreciate it.
I had a really good time. Appreciate you having me. All right, guys, y'all take it easy. I'll see y'all around these YouTube streets.
All right, see you later, brother. Everybody, make sure you go over there and sub up Uncle Lou if you're not already. Pigskin Pete, I know you got a piece, so I'll get you next. Make sure you sub up Pete's podcast. Make sure you sub up Pigskin Pete. Wednesday night shows, Monday night Lunch Money shows with Sea-Dog. He's always on there as well. Yeah, that's basically it, Pete.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. A great show. You need to do this more often. I know, it's not technically a college football channel you have, but tonight was.
What is our channel?
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun. It was great. Thank you for having me on. You did a great job, like always.
Our channel is basically like a variety channel, so you never know what you're going to get over here.
Yeah, like Sonny and Cher.
Like a box of chocolates.
I got you, babe.
All right, I love you, TF. Love all of you too. Great show. I'll see you guys later.
See you, Pete.
All right, see you later, Pete. Sea-Dog, you got a lot of stuff coming up. I didn't know you were coming on, and I wish I had. Crispy, is there any way you could drop Sea-Dog's a link in the chat? Or Sea-Dog, you're a mod here. Drop your link in there. Make sure everybody subs you up as well. Somebody who's got Sea-Dog's link, can you drop it? Because Sea-Dog's one of the most hilarious people I've ever met in my life. So
yes,
no, you really are, man. I love you, brother. Getting to be like your friend over the years and stuff like that. You're an awesome person. So.
Aww.
Yeah, him live streaming the Georgia Tech games are always great. Win or lose, they're funny. They're great.
There you go. Sea-Dog dropped it right there. If you're not subbed to Sea-Dog, sub him up right now. You need to do that. You got a lot of content coming out for us this year?
Yeah, I'm about to get started making the preview, and same as always, there'll be reactions, and then I try to do like one huge crazy buzzsaw video a year.
I love the buzzsaw videos.
Those are a lot to make, it's like a full production, so I can usually do about one a year, especially with a kid on the way.
Well, it probably takes 2 or 3 days to put that together.
Like 2 or 3
what you're
days
actually
of
putting
shooting.
in. Right. And then you got to edit it, and then you got to,
Yeah, they're intense. So
people don't realize how much work goes into, even like the travel videos I make or something like that. Yeah. You got to go out, you got to take all the shots, and then you got to, 90% of everything you take, like with a travel video, is trash. Yeah. Then you have to cut it down. I mean, there's a whole lot of work goes into the editing process and the, blah, 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 giving the production value, getting it to look good. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's hard.
It is a whole thing, but do it for the love of the game.
There you go. All right, Sea-Dog, love you, man. Thanks so much for coming up. I really do appreciate it.
Blast. See y'all later.
Hey, congrats on the baby, brother.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I ditto that. Congrats on the baby, man.
Thanks, guys. I'll see ya.
All right, see you, buddy. All right, LW, you got any last takes on any of this?
Well, I mean, it was a long show just to determine that, Alabama's going to win the national championship. But it was a really cool show. Thanks to Dave Brown, Goose Sports, Uncle Lou, Carolina Jackpot, Pete, Rex, Sea-Dog, Mitt, everybody. It was a great show. Thanks for showing up tonight. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was nice to get a whole lot of different people's takes on, different things. And yes, BA, I did hear about the girls' trip down there. Mrs. Full, she might be able to make it. I don't know. She doesn't drive, so I would have to go. But I do. My sister does live there, so maybe I'll just go down there and hang out with my sister and let her do that. So, yeah, that's definitely an option, possibly. So, yeah. There is that. So, look, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Big special shout-out to Hoghead coming in there, super chat there. And let's see, we did have Pigskin Pete. Appreciate you. Hurricane Central, Uncle Lou coming in there as well. Really appreciate that from everybody. And expect more of this. We will have a lot of things. Make sure you sub up to LW's channel, too. He does a lot of stuff. Nightbot's been dropping his. If you are not, I think Nightbot just dropped it as I said that. If you're not subbed to LW, make sure you sub up over there. I'm pretty sure we'll probably be doing some college football content on his channel as well. So if you're not subbed up there, sub it up. And with that, 7 days away, we're almost there. So we do appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. And LW, you got anything coming up? You got any plans? YouTube?
Next Friday on our conspiracy show, I might do something early in this week. Maybe some college football stuff. I don't know, but sub up if you want to check it out. we'll see. But far as now, just next Friday for sure.
Yeah, we've got an awesome call-in conspiracy show. You can call into a phone line, or you can call into StreamYard. We talk about cool stuff, creepy stuff, fun stuff, and it's all over the board. Sunday night trivia, 10 o'clock. Call-in show Friday night. Conspiracy show 10:30 every Friday night. So yeah, check it out. And everybody out there, God bless everybody. Have a great night, and go Canes.
Roll Tide.
We'll see you guys later.